What's up, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Journey into Fantasy. And this is going to be a very special episode as we're going to be talking about the brand new Spider Man, Brand New Day. The new Spider Man movie is now out in theaters, even though we're pretty much reviewing this a week later. But as always, we're your hosts. I'm Peter Parker. I am joined by Bruce Banner.
Okay, that's not what I was expecting at all.
I'm Spider Man. I'm joined
Maybe,
by El Hulk.
I mean, after this movie, I might maybe more of a Punisher fan now.
I'm Brandon.
Call me
I'm joined
Frank
by
Castle.
Darren. And we'll get into that in a bit, but we are the hosts of Journey into Fantasy. Welcome to the Spider-Man edition of it, as we're, of course, not just going to be talking about Spider-Man Brand New Day. We're pretty much just going to be
That's right.
talking about Spider-Man in general, and also the Hulk and the Punisher, but this is mostly going to be...
This guy.
a Spider-Man podcast. Anything,
Yep.
everything Spider-Man that we want to talk about. But specifically
Everything
Brand New Day.
Spider-Man.
But like
Specifically the movies, specifically the MCU. Well, not specifically all movies, I guess, because we're gonna
some
probably get into
animated
ranking
shows
them.
and
Oh, that's
maybe
right.
the two Insomniac games. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Why
No.
not? Let's get into everything
But
Spider-Man. It
before we
is
get
Spider-Man
into
Day.
But before we get into
it was
everything
Spider-Man
Spider-Man,
Day.
it was Spider-Man Day. But I do want to like briefly talk about three Marvel news that happened recently. Now, one of these we talked about on the podcast before was about the status of Blade, and it turned out Mahershala Ali has exited the Blade film.
About it. So he's out, right?
He's out.
It's out. I saw the comments. I don't know if it was like him being out or not.
He's no longer Blade, which he's like, oh, if Marvel wanted to do it, they would have done it, but yet they were almost ready to, and apparently he got one of the directors fired before. So I don't know.
It's sad. It's a little sad. The only Blade we ever got was his little one line from Eternals.
Yeah. Well,
and then the What If? I think he was in What If for Zombies.
Yeah,
which I heard was really amazing.
It was amazing.
The character, not him, but what he was gonna look like supposedly.
Yeah, well, it was him as Moon Knight. Like in that version of What If Zombies, Blade becomes Moon Knight, and that was a really cool idea. And he what they did with Blade as Moon Knight, and that was pretty epic. Well, Marvel Zombies was pretty epic.
I heard. I still gotta watch it. But I want to get your opinion because I know you're very vocal about not liking the actors, how he was kind of like not the actor itself, but how he kind of bullied the studio a little bit into trying to make a Blade story that he wanted to.
That's what it seemed
or how the actor and the director did not really come eye to eye, or the producers, whatnot.
Because it was said that after one of the drafts of the scripts, he didn't like it, and they fired the director. I heard that it was his decision. I don't know. There's a lot of back and forth about this on who it's all about the he says he says bullshit about all this, but we don't really know what happened behind the scenes. He was like, oh, they have $1 billion, or they wanted to make the movie, they would have made it, but it's like I don't know. It's like I don't know what happened. That's the thing. There's a lot of assumptions, like, oh, maybe he wanted a different project compared to what Marvel wanted, or
I feel like a lot has to do with Kang also. Maybe you don't think so? Maybe a lot of it had a plan with Kang, and since the Kang dynasty was ended, they had to do a whole 180 of the Marvel universe.
But apparently, with what they wanted, he didn't want it to be connected to the bigger Marvel universe, that it take place in during slavery times and all that. But it's
that's you were telling me that supposedly the costumes from Sinners. I think you told me this on the last podcast, that the costumes from Sinners are the costume they were going to use for the Blade movie.
Yes, but I don't.
It just didn't end up happening.
Didn't end up.
I mean, yeah, it sounds a little weird, because It maybe could work. Who knows? But I did want to see a Blade movie. I want him to interact with today's Marvel
Yeah,
or
today's
today's MCU characters.
yes,
And if it was to take place back in slavery times, I mean, it could work. Look at
it
Fantastic
worked.
Four. That doesn't really take place
But
in the MCU. People
Blade is
really
a
like it.
vampire. Vampires, well, half vampire. Vampires are immortal, so that could have been interesting. But of
Oh,
course,
that's true. Yeah. Is he
didn't
immortal in
happen.
the comics though?
I don't know.
But yeah, other than that, Blade, he's officially out. They're probably not gonna do any Blade stories anytime soon now. They're mostly focusing on Ghost Rider. It looks like,
Yes.
especially after this controversy. They're not gonna
Mhm.
try to find a new actor right away to replace Blade.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking we're not gonna get a Blade movie probably until 2035,
I
dog.
feel like
To be
we
honest.
have a now we just have a higher chance of getting Wesley Snipes back as Blade
Oh,
again.
interesting. Oh, that'd be
I
cool. And
feel like
then
we will
doesn't
have a
he
higher chance
pass the mantle down
to his
to his daughters in the comics?
something like that. Yes. Like I think no, because before they announced Mahershala Ali as
Right.
Blade back then, like originally it was rumored that they were working on a fourth Blade film with Wesley Snipes, where he would have passed the mantle down to his daughter because he has a daughter in the comics. Then they announced a Mahershala story, and there were rumors of they were wanting to introduce the character's daughter in that movie too, but who knows? Like all this is
Mm.
rumors, so it's like not known really what happened between him and Marvel, what took Marvel so long, if he actually had control in it that it seemed like, or or what? Because if they wanted to make the movie, they would have made it by now, obviously. But
Yeah, well,
I feel
it's
like the
just gonna be one of
pandemic
those
probably had a
things.
hand in that too.
Also, yeah, that too. It's just gonna be one of those things, those movie projects that are just like, man, what if we
Yeah.
did get that movie? But moving on from that, are you for the other news? Is it X-Men related?
Now, before we get into the X Men related news, there was like right before that, it sadly got revealed Wonder Man is canceled after it got
Oh my
renewed,
God! Yeah, I
and the
I
whole
did want to
world
talk
is
about that.
pissed off by that because
What was
how do
that?
you
What's that
renew
all
something?
about?
No one knows, but yet, you know, the showrunner, not
Oh my God!
Daniel Cretton. Now, Destin Daniel Cretton co-created the series. I mean, he also directed Spider-Man. The new Spider-Man that we're going to talk about soon, but also he directed Shang-Chi.
He's a good director for the
He's
MCU.
good. Like him and Ryan Coogler has done wonders for the MCU for sure. But it's like just what Wonder Man being canceled on the day that Brand New Day officially released. It's like what?
Not all. Also, the day they were like announcing all these X-Men, it
They only
happened the
announced
same
one
day.
X-Men that is confirmed
That's
by
Oh, so all the other ones are not confirmed that I've been
all
seeing
of those
online?
are heavily rumored. But only
Okay.
one is confirmed,
Well,
really.
for the Wonder Man, like, do you think they're just canceling the show so they can make it a movie? Since it did so
They
well?
denied it, but I don't know because, like,
That was
I don't
that was
think
the first thing my mind went to. Like, okay, they're gonna cancel the Disney Plus show, and it's
Mhm,
hopefully I was hoping, but like
mhm,
maybe they're just gonna make it a movie because it's doing
yeah.
so well. People really want to see more of the character.
But the thing is, it didn't do. I guess it didn't do the numbers that Disney was wanting. It didn't do good in like the
Damn,
numbers.
it's a really good show,
But
guys. It's a really good show.
like
Go watch it.
it it is one of like the highest praised Disney shows, well, Marvel Disney Plus shows there is. But yet there's now rumors that Marvel might be stepping away from making TV because they saw how
Mm.
convoluted it got with Star Wars. But at the same time, now as the making of this podcast, there was an interview with Destin Daniel Cretton about where he talked about the cancellation, and he has said it wasn't Kevin Feige's fault. That Kevin Feige loved the series, that he would have wanted that he wanted it to continue, and the showrunner, I can't remember his name, who co-created the series with Destin Daniel Cretton, he released a video talking about how they were told a week ago that it got canceled, and that he's like, No, it wasn't no scheduling conflicts or anything. Contracts were signed. Actors' schedules were cleared. No, they would have started. The writers' room would have started next month, and the series would have gone into production in 2027. But
so just the higher ups in Disney, just
I think
is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, I think so. I just think it didn't do the numbers that it wanted to, but at the same time, Wonder Man was always put like the way I see how these Disney Plus shows are kind of approached in a way is that they're trying to be like miniseries to introduce the characters. And if it did so well, they probably would have gotten a season 2 or like maybe like another series under a different name, kind of. But
there's only been one Disney Plus show live action that's gotten a season 2.
2.
Which was the second one?
Loki. And
yes,
Daredevil Born Again.
I feel like that's a Netflix show, man.
But
that got transferred to Disney.
Yeah, but like they rehauled
Agree it or not? Okay, original Disney Plus show. That's like brand new.
Okay, Loki, I guess.
That's it.
For Marvel.
That's so weird.
We were supposed to
Why is that?
We were supposed to get a Hawkeye season 2. That was in the works. But the problem with that is that they wanted to pay Jeremy Renner a lot less than what he Jeremy Renner wanted the same amount that he got paid for season 1. But they wanted to pay him a lot less. He says that this isn't a Marvel thing. This was more accounting and lawyers from Disney. Something like that.
That's just, I hate when like stuff like that just gets in the way of like comics and like, entertainment in general. Like,
yeah.
Maybe
he says he's still interested, but just pay the dude what he's owed. He's an OG Avenger.
Yeah, but it's also a Disney Plus show. It's not like a movie. Yeah. If it was a movie, I understand. Like, but TV shows pay less. They're not making as much money.
Yeah, but he didn't want more. He just wanted what he got paid before, like the same amount he got paid for season 1. He wanted the same pay.
I feel like they could do a second season without him, though. He kind of already passed the mantle off to
depends on the story. Hawkeye. That's this thing, Like I always was like, oh, they should make a maybe like a spinoff or Hawkeye season 2 that focus on Kate Bishop based off the Kelly Thompson run, where she's in Los Angeles trying to be a private detective, private investigator there. I think that could be a fun take on the character, like how it is in the comics, but because everyone loves Kate Bishop, Haley Steinfeld is like a new character that everyone loves.
It's just weird that we've only gotten one of the series has only gotten a second season.
Yeah.
And out of how many shows? There's like countless already now. We're already in 2026. Yeah. These shows got announced in 2018, 2019. And it's, I mean, we are not to count. I mean, of course, the animated series are doing really pretty well so far. What If, I heard it's kind of falling off. I've been trying to watch the third season.
You're good.
Zombies is really good.
Marvel Zombies is really good.
Marvel Zombies is really good. And I personally like the Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man animated show.
That was pretty good. This isn't part of like the whole MCU timeline, but X-Men 97 that is
that's also a good one.
To take this world by storm.
So it sucks to see what Marvel is trying to move away from, I guess, what Phase 4, because to be honest, I don't think they're happy with what they did with Phase 4. Which sucks, because there's a lot of actors that were promised, big roles and big movies. Exactly. Like Eternals, Shang-Chi. We still haven't gotten a Shang-Chi movie.
Yeah.
Just stuff like that.
Well, it's like, I think the Kang stuff kind of got in the way for Shang-Chi, because there was a rumor that a Kang variant could have been a villain for Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi would have tied something within Kang to set up for Kang Dynasty, but of course that didn't happen.
It just never happened.
And I remember there were rumors of Moon Knight season 2 involving, you remember Kang's variant of that is the Egyptian pharaoh, Rama-Tut.
Yeah, that would have been great to see. That would have been awesome to see.
But I do feel like, like apparently they were saying how like they were moving away from the King stuff after seeing like Quantum Mania get mixed reviews, even though Jonathan Mayer's Kang was like the one who got the most praise out of that movie. So I'm kind of confused by that. It's like, but yet he got the most praise. He got the most like positive reactions to the film.
I wonder what. I just wonder what. I mean, I'm sure the controversy that he had that later that year also didn't really help.
No,
because I feel like a lot of that, a lot of this stuff started happening after that controversy.
Yes, I agree with that.
You know what I mean? And it's hard when you're trying to like make people like follow this character for like so how many years, and he's like doing some crazy stuff in real life. They don't. I don't think they want like a Flash. What happened with the Flash?
Yeah,
kind
like
of thing.
No, what happened
Ezra
was like
Miller.
they didn't fire him right away. Right when it was revealed that he was guilty, that's when they fired him. They didn't do something like they did with Johnny Depp, where they like fired Johnny Depp right away from Pirates of the Caribbean 6, or they didn't. And like, I'm kind of glad they didn't do another Ezra Miller situation. They waited till like the verdict found him guilty.
You were telling me that or somebody told me that in his contract, I think it stated says he's the only person that can play Kang in any other Kang variant in the MCU.
I don't know.
I've heard that was like one of the reasons why they didn't continue and they didn't want to recast the guy.
Apparently, because Colman Domingo,
right, everybody knows who that is.
He's the voice of Norman Osborn in Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, but yet he played Michael Jackson's dad in the Michael movie. Like an actor that's very.
Sorry, guys, I don't know actors' names like that. You gotta tell me what movie they're in.
I'm trying to think of a movie you probably wouldn't know him from. I
know. Yeah, the guy that plays Michael Jackson's dad.
You look him up, you see how he looks. Like, okay, yeah, I know. I think you probably recognize him. Colman Domingo.
So what happened with him?
There were rumors that he was in talks to replace Jonathan Mayers as Kang. And he did confirm that he had those talks, but he turned them down because he wanted to play a new character, not replace someone else playing a character.
Oh, the guy from Euphoria. I do know this guy.
Oh yeah, he's
a really good actor.
He's really good. I first saw him in Fear the Walking Dead.
Yeah. No, he's really good. Sorry, Coleman. Anyways, Candyman.
But yeah, that's what happened. Like, so it's like, I do feel like that they were trying to figure out what to do with Kang Dynasty, because originally, Daniel Destin Cretton, he was supposed to direct Kang Dynasty.
Really?
To that
yeah.
But then
I remember hearing about
he talked about it recently in an interview. He talked about how after it fell apart, he was pretty upset about it. He was pretty bummed. But they were like, Kevin Feige originally offered him Doomsday. He's like, hey, would you like to do Doomsday? With what we're saying this to Doomsday? He's like, I think that's too out of my area. He's like, how about Spider-Man? Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
I think he just wanted to do Spider-Man. There's no way Doomsday would have been more difficult to do than the Kang's Dynasty.
Yeah.
Do you remember the leaked or the release? They released a concept art for Kang's Dynasty. I don't know if you ever saw it, where it was like the Young Avengers.
That was for Doomsday, because there were concept art of Doom in that too. But yeah, it looked like to be Battle.
It was Battle World. It was Battle World, right? Was that Doomsday? It was concept art.
I think it was for both Doomsday and Secret Wars, because there was like the Young Avengers, Star-Lord and Vision, White Vision become friends, She-Hulk and Hulk in like this medieval type setting.
I hope we get to see that. If we see that, it probably would be in Secret World, Secret Wars.
Yeah,
but I remember that concept art like vividly. Like, well, that'd be cool. I wonder what the story of Kang Dynasty was going to be.
This is a hot take with a lot of people, but out of all of the new characters we have gotten that was introduced in Phase 4, the one I want to see return the most is honestly She-Hulk.
Me too, bro. I don't think that's a hot take. I would
With a lot
Yeah.
of incels, it is a hot take because for some reason they don't understand the character or the series, and they say that they're fans of the comics, but yet it's been said repeatedly by many people that She-Hulk is the most comic accurate show there is, the most comic accurate
Yeah.
project in the MCU, and yet they just view her as a female Hulk, like, oh, a gender bend Hulk. And it's like, no, that's not what she is.
I have a comic, a volume series of the She-Hulk, and I started reading it because I've never read the She-Hulk series.
I have some single
And
issues
I'm
of
like, oh,
She-Hulk.
this is like how the show is. It's just like a lawyer, a lady lawyer that's doing like, I don't know. It
Yeah.
feels like a girly, like a girly show. I don't know. I think that's what they were trying to go for.
Like during
Kind of
the
give me Sex in the City vibes.
like kind of during the She-Hulk TV show when that was airing, there was a She-Hulk comic on the shelves, and I started picking up a few of those. Yeah, just just felt like, and then like kind of like watching the series, reading the comic, it's like, okay, yeah, this does feel like the character ripped right out of the comics.
I think she broke the fourth wall. That was pretty cool. I'm glad they did that.
I
They could have
want to
easily just said like she.
I want to see her
Yeah,
and Deadpool break the fourth wall together,
that'd be
whether just
cool.
them getting into an argument or it's like, maybe like kind of breaking character because I think Tatiana Maslany sees Canadian. Ryan Reynolds is Canadian, so maybe they can like have like a little bit of a playful argument on who is a better Canadian.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's like I
that'd be
just
cool.
feel like there's just a lot of possibility between her and Deadpool just breaking the fourth wall together. I think that could be just some
I will.
hilarious content there.
I do want to know more of like the
Moon
the
Knight.
Moon Knight story.
Yes.
Because it can't just end like that, man.
No, we need to see Oscar Isaac back somehow.
What year did that come out, man? Do you remember off the top
2022.
of your head?
2022.
It's gonna be
Yeah,
almost.
2022. Yeah.
It's gonna be almost 8 years, right? 2022, 2023,
23,
24,
24,
25.
25, 26. We're at 4 years now.
And there's no plan to make another anything Moon Knight in the next 2 years, so it's gonna be about 8 years, dude.
Yeah.
I hope I would make Secret Wars my number one movie if they add a little cameo of Moon Knight in there somehow.
If they can like somehow can't have a lot of these characters, but yeah, a lot of the past characters too, because like that's kind of like what Secret Wars is. Like, it was like the multiverse is a lot of characters from the multiverse in Battle World. So now it'll be like, oh, we see the original X-Men, we see maybe the new X-Men, we see. I saw rumors of Ryan Gosling's Ghost Rider, but yeah, Nicolas Cage's Ghost Rider has been rumored for a long time too. Seeing like just all these versions of the characters teaming up, all these variants of the characters teaming up to fight Doom and maybe the Doom bots or like all that. I think that could be epic. I don't know.
Yeah,
They can't
cool.
afford that though, but still.
I think Marvel just a little bit like I don't know. I think they just hired too many actors. At the end of the day,
Mm-hmm.
there's so many actors, and so many like famous people that
Mm-hmm.
it's hard to get everybody all in one room. It's not
Yeah.
like back in Endgame when they got everybody in one room and it was, people were excited to do it. I feel like nowadays people aren't as excited or as like, it's like such a
Mm-hmm.
shock value.
Yeah, I get that. But speaking of like what's to come, a new casting, and like this wasn't officially confirmed by Marvel, but this was confirmed by Deadline and then confirmed by many of the other official outlets, is that it does seem like we got a X-Men casting confirmed. Emma Frost.
Transitions. Yeah.
Emma Frost will be portrayed by Samara Weaving. And to those who don't know Samara Weaving, she is the final girl in the Ready or Not movies.
Ready or Not. Yeah, I saw a lot of people getting really excited for that for some reason.
I was excited.
Wonder why.
Like, I've been a fan of her
she's
since
very
I
cool.
watched her in the Babysitter movies. Because, like, the first one I watched
Oh wow,
was
yeah.
Because yeah, I watched the first one right when the second one got released, and then sometime after that, I watched Ready or Not. Because this was all during the pandemic for me. I was like, oh shit, she's badass. Okay. So it's like her being picked as Emma Frost. I think she's a perfect choice. How
I would
it'll
have to.
so,
I
just
like her movie, Ready or Not. Zema, I mean, she could be. She's like kind of young though. I don't know.
she's 35, I
She's like
think.
30. She looks young, is what I mean.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. She's very. I'm excited to see where they take the character. I wonder what story they're gonna try to tell to have
She's
Emma
34.
Frost, especially be the first X-Men announced. It's kind of interesting.
Technically the second one, but we'll get into that when we review Spider-Man.
Right. I'm
But
excited but yeah, like you said, I wonder what story like I don't even have any theories of what it could be, like what they're trying to
yeah.
tell with Emma Frost. I'm guessing once we get into the
Mhm.
spoilers or whatever, but I'm guessing I don't know. I heard some people say that Xavier Magneto might not even be in the first X-Men movie.
There's been rumors of like, oh, this person's considered, but yet it could be like another no Black Panther thing where we thought it was going to be Damson Idris, but it turned out to be David Johnson, and it was like, oh, no.
So how was this confirmed, by the way? Do you know?
Deadline confirmed it. Deadline posted an article confirming it.
Did they like do an interview with her, or like how
No,
was it?
but it was. But then a lot of the news sources, like the
I'm just
Hollywood
so
Reporter and
curious. And
all
like,
that, confirmed it
did
right after too.
Marvel, did the MCU confirm this at all?
No,
So it's just all like deadline and sources. I thought it was all like confirmed.
it was confirmed by those sources, but yet nothing is really confirmed until Marvel
Says it.
says so.
Yeah.
That's
Has this happened? Has this happened before?
kind of, yeah, because it was them who was saying, "Oh, Bruce Banner's going to be in Spider-Man: Brand New Day," even though it's like they never fully confirmed it until like we saw the Hulk in the trailer. But we knew that they were going to be in it. And I think even Mark Ruffalo was trying to play coy, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm excited to work with John Bernthal." I was like, "Okay, yeah, we know you're in the movie."
That's
But also,
interesting. Yeah.
it was like this too with the Black Widow cast. With Florence Pugh, David Harbour, Rachel Weisz, that they were going to be in the movie. Like that would like they even started filming Black Widow, but they never confirmed the movie. Marvel never like officially announced the movie or confirmed the casting until the 2019 Comic Con.
So do you think I've heard a lot of rumors too that they're waiting for D23 to actually make? Do you think that's gonna? Is that you think that's true?
I do think we're going to get some X-Men announced, but not all of them. But I feel like D23 might focus a little bit more on the TV shows in a way.
I think they're done with the Disney Plus shows.
I think they're, yeah, I won't. I hate it,
So
but I feel like that maybe Born Again season 3 might be the final season for Born Again. I don't think they're gonna continue Vision Quest at all.
yeah, there's
Um,
not gonna be a season two for. I heard, although I've been hearing people say Vision Quest is pretty good from like sources that on Twitter, on X or
mhm,
whatever. I've seen
yeah.
people say that it's a good show.
Hmm.
I would have to wait to see. Actually, that's what they. I don't know how people were talking about Secret Invasion before it got released.
I'm not gonna lie, I was liking Secret Invasion at first, but yet I liked how it focused on a different side of Nick Fury. That was mostly my praise for it. But then
Right.
as it continued on, and like the more I thought about it and all that, it's like I only liked the series for like the Nick Fury stuff. Other than that, everything just didn't work.
Should have just been a Nick Fury show.
Yeah, could have just, I don't know. There's just I don't know how to explain it.
It's all right.
Disappointing.
But that's why for D23, I think I'm thinking there's no way they're gonna announce Disney Plus shows. I think they're done with that.
Yeah, unfortunately, I hope
maybe
not,
animated. I'm thinking maybe animated. They might do a lot more animated stuff because the animation stuff is doing pretty well. You know, besides season 3 of What If.
Mm-hmm.
Marvel Zombies is getting a lot of praise. A lot of people are liking the X-Men 97 show.
Yes,
I really enjoyed the Spider-Man. I think a lot of people also enjoyed the Spider-Man show.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I feel like, you know, people were kind of iffy for the first episode because they're like, "Oh, what is this? He's getting bit by an interdimensional spider." But then it all comes together at the end.
Well,
I feel like
because
I thought it was gonna be from another Spider-Man. Yeah.
Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man was originally said to be a prequel to before we see Peter Parker, in Civil War. It was supposed to focus on him and like his freshman year in high school. Because when we see him in Civil War, I believe he is a sophomore, at least. Around that age. So, but then they're like, no, when we saw like, oh, Norman Osborn, oh, this suit, that suit, it's like, wait, what? And then they were like, oh yeah, this isn't the multiverse of the MCU. It's like, what? But it was pretty good. It's a really good one.
I feel like if you just don't think about it as it trying to be part of the MCU, and if it's like its own thing, it works really well. But now that I'm thinking about it, I don't remember a single episode besides the first one and the last one. I gotta rewatch that one. Moving on, any other Marvel news, any MCU news, entertainment news we should be talking about before moving on?
Marvel-wise, that is all that we know of for now. That is
DC
all that
wise, nothing. Star Wars wise.
DC wise, Booster Gold is that was getting a series, but it turns out the showrunner announced that it is not moving forward, but it is being said that his version of the series is not moving forward as they're going to work on a different version, I guess bring in new people because James Gunn has said if the script isn't good, it's not going to be made. So I guess that they didn't like his script.
Damn. I feel like they're getting a really tough run there, especially after Supergirl. They don't want another.
Supergirl was not a bad movie. Incels on the internet are just saying that it's a bad movie.
I heard that there was like a lot of infighting with the director and James Gunn.
We talked about that on the podcast. It created differences, but I don't think it was there are worse comic book films out there. Wait, there are definitely worse movies of the year out there too. But
yeah, but I feel like the controversy and the feedback it got, I think DC and James Gunn are being a little bit more strict and trying to make sure which could be a good or bad thing. You shouldn't always try to listen to the fans. Now, is there any other news before we get into the big news of the night?
So we discussed about DC. We discussed about what's going on with the MCU lately. That is pretty much it. But I think it's now finally time to get into the movie review. What do you think?
New day. Spider-Man. I think it's time to get into a brand new day, baby.
Yeah, brand new podcast, brand new day. So, a brand new day starts now. Fighting crime full-time as Spider-Man in a world that doesn't remember him, and the pressure of seeing his old friends move on without him sparks a change in Peter Parker he may not have power to control. But that transformation might also be the only thing that can stop a shocking new threat to the city and those he loves. A powerful villain nobody can see. And right out the bat, this was an amazing Spider-Man movie. Pun intended.
And everybody clapped.
Yes.
I saw this on opening night. Thursday, not opening night. Obviously, if you had Amazon Prime and you're lucky enough to get the early day tickets, you guys saw this way earlier than us.
It sold out right away.
They're pretty expensive. I think you only get one ticket too for Amazon Prime account, which
really? Because I remember with Superman, I was able to buy 2 tickets.
Were you?
They did the same thing for Superman. But then again, that was IMAX.
How much were the tickets? Were they $40
for 2? Yes, it was about.
Oh,
it was almost 50 in total because you have.
I think they're
online. You have
you get a poster,
fees.
right?
They could have been more because of the poster, yeah.
Because I remember I was trying to get the tickets and I didn't buy them because I was like 40. I think it was like one ticket and it was like $40, but they were like trying to make it worth it because they gave me a poster. I'm like, I've seen these I've seen these little posters in Cinépolis. They're like this small, and I always end up throwing them away.
But this is a thing that my theater did. Like a week before, that's when they usually start selling the popcorn buckets and all that. Because us who hasn't seen Spider-Man yet, as we're making this podcast, he went to go watch the Odyssey the week before Spider-Man that Saturday in IMAX. And he sent photos of the popcorn buckets that they had at Cinépolis. So that Tuesday, the week that Spider-Man released, I went to go watch the live-action Moana, and they still had popcorn buckets. So this is the one I got. I thought.
I saw it. Me and Jesus saw that one at AMC or at Regal.
I thought it would be cool to put comics in here, but it's a little too small for comics, so I might have to put them diagonal.
One day when we get together, I should bring my Superman one because it looks just like that one.
You have
the one with his lasers. Yeah. The one with his lasers at the planet, Daily Planet. I think.
Yeah. I think I know where you're talking.
I have it somewhere.
I think that's how people use that for comics.
It's not that big. Oh, maybe it is that big.
I just saw this one. I'm like, oh, this would be a cool one. And I also got this cup.
What do you do with all these collectibles? Like, I had so many, and then I just like Hannah convinced me. Like, I was like, yeah, I just got to get rid of these because they're just like hitting away.
I have the Deadpool taxi from Deadpool and Wolverine still in the box cool one, on myself. I have the Light Up Captain Marvel one on myself, but a lot of the tins, they're somewhere.
Yeah, that's the thing. I used to only get the tins
cup in the corner of my room over there from across the Spider-Verse.
That's the thing. I used to only get the tins and the cups. I'm like, no, if I'm going to collect a popcorn bucket, I want cool ones like that one or the Superman one. Or the taxi one would have been really cool.
I was wanting the head. That was at AMC theaters.
Do they do the head every time for a Spider-Man movie? Because I still have the first one from the first Homecoming movie.
I still have the first one from the Homecoming too.
It's so small though. I feel like this new one is bigger.
Yeah, but that was my cousin went to AMC, and no, he only got a cup. I'm like, you should have gotten the head, and you should have gotten me one too. And now, like, I was just playing Fortnite with him for the before this. And he's like, dang, I should have gotten the head. I'm like, I was telling you to get it. He's like, he was talking about how he saw people like, use it to like put their headset on or like have like a light in it to like light it up. So that's why he wanted to get one.
That's pretty smart.
Because if they had that at Cinépolis, I would have gotten that.
Yeah, actually, I didn't even think about that. That would be a cool like headset holder.
But at Cinépolis, they did have like the
hand one.
I wanted that one, but it's like, I think I'm gonna just stick with this one for now. If I go back, I was thinking if I were to go back, to watch it, like when I went back to the theater to finally watch it.
You are going to back.
I don't think they'll have it at Disney Springs, but like, no, this was when I bought those after when I watched Moana. I'm like, okay, when I come back to watch Spider-Man on Friday, if they still have that, I'll convince my dad to get it for me. They did. They had nothing. It was all sold out.
The movie still is like selling out like crazy. Like this week, I went to go watch it today, Tuesday. It's a Tuesday, and bro, there was no ticket. There was like barely any tickets. I had to like squeeze myself, me and my little cousin, in to go watch it. And oh my god!
Were you two in the same area? Were you two?
Yeah, we sat next to each other.
Okay.
But man, there was this couple that was next to us that were just. The girl sat next to me and she was on her phone right at the beginning of the movie, bright as fucking light. And then she was asking her boyfriend a bunch of questions and they were making out. I'm like, dude, just watch the damn movie.
I get that.
Go. Oh my god.
I just remember there was like when I went to go watch Spider-Man, like this is the first time watching it. It was like right in front of me. I think it was right in front of me. It could have been behind me. I don't know. But it's like it's there was I could just smell BO whenever like this one person moved. I could not tell who it was
Gross.
from. I don't know if it was from my mom. I doubt it was from her. But it could have been from the person like from people in front of me, from people behind me. I don't know why, but something fucking stunk.
That's gross. Like a Comic-Con convention.
Yeah, it's like that one
Sweaty
Comic Con
BO.
convention. The guy I was with forgot to brush his teeth.
You?
Now that was Gus.
Oh, you didn't give him any gum?
I didn't have any.
Luckily, when I go to conventions with Brandon, me and him use deodorant.
Yes. I don't know if you do anymore.
I don't stink.
That's a damn lie.
Only when I fart.
But anyway, enough of our movie theater experience talk right now about Spider-Man. Let's actually talk about the damn movie before we get into more Spider-Man talk. But no, with this movie, this is the first one. This should be the start of a new trilogy. We'll have to wait and see. But this was directed by Destin Daniel Cretton, who now we mentioned directed Shang-Chi, co-created Wonder Man, but also directed, I think, the first episode or a few episodes. One episode, he directed an episode of Wonder Man 2, and now he directed Spider-Man Brand New Day after Kang Dynasty sadly fell apart. And I just want to say what he did with this movie was just outstanding.
Yeah, I agree, man. I like that. I've been hearing a lot in interviews that he worked a lot with Tom Holland too. I heard a lot of like Tom Holland had a big say in what he wanted
Yeah.
this movie to be. I'm glad the action scenes are
Mm-hmm.
pretty good for what they are. I feel like some of the best ones we've seen for Tom Holland's
I agree.
Spider-Man movies.
I agree.
I don't know if they're the best like action scenes I've seen in any in all MCU, but for Tom Holland
Yeah.
Spider-Man movies, they're really good. The lighting, like even on the second viewing, I was watching it, I was thinking, man, this like lighting and the color grading for this movie is it's very different. It doesn't feel like I don't know how to explain. It doesn't feel dark and dim, but it does. It's not as like bright and like colorful as like the original, like the first three. You know what I mean? It feels more like it has like a serious, like I don't know, like a bluish,
Yeah, I get what
dark
you mean.
tone to it,
It
and
is.
it looks so nice. It looks really nice.
It does. Like, you know, like it was originally believed.
We also get Spider-Man in his suit for most of the movie, not this shit where he's like taking off his mask. You know, he's in his suit for like 99% of the movie, which is awesome. I like when they do that. Like he's interacting in this New York streets as Spider-Man, not as Peter Parker.
This is a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man film. This is the Spider-Man film that people were wanting for a while because, you know, well, I did like Homecoming, Far From Home, and No Way Home. Those were just bigger stories in a way.
Maybe not Homecoming.
Homecoming was more in vein to a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. I feel like this was more of a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. More Spider-Man self-centered that doesn't involve a multiverse threat or him leaving the country. No, not involving Tony Stark villain. Like not involving
like technology that he or the suit that he didn't make, you know, because in the first one he didn't really make that suit. He got it. Everything was kind of given to him. It felt like everything was given to him.
Yes.
Even in the second one with Far From Home, Nick Fury gave him like a lot of stuff. Shield helped him a lot of the time.
And then he had
No Way Home,
Stark Tech building the new red and black suit.
It was a lot like given to him. You can see, and this is the first one where he has to make everything himself. And I'm thinking, you know, people are arguing like, how is he making all these how is he doing all this stuff in his little apartment? You know, I feel like he's used the suits for you know, this is how I view it. Like he's used Tony's suits, Nick Fury's suits so much that he kind of understands how they work, and he's trying to make it his own interpretation.
Yeah.
It's great. I don't know. I feel like another reason they had to use like him in the suit a lot was also because he was also filming the Odyssey, so it would have been easier to do second takes with
There
his stunt
was
double when he
also
wasn't
he got
there.
injured on set. He had a concussion on
Oh,
set, so there were parts with the stunt double.
yeah. I mean, I don't mind it. I like seeing Spidey in the suit. I want to see
Yeah.
Spider-Man in a Spider-Man movie.
Like, I would say this is the best MCU suit we gotten for Spider-Man.
Oh, by far. It looks so good. It's
looks so clean.
It's just the perfect.
Clean the
It looks
wrinkles.
clean. It's the perfect amount of like color, and it's not
Yeah.
adding any weird like blacks or or golds, and like it's trying to. And I get that, you know, they're trying to sell toys and whatnot, but at the end of the day, I feel like just make a pretty looking suit like this. Like it's gonna sell way more, and it's gonna give way more to the character.
Exactly. Like, you know, with this, like the story behind it is that Peter saw, after meeting Peter 2 and
Peter 1,
3,
Peter 3,
he saw like how their suits look. So he, like, in the end of No Way Home, we see a suit similar to this, very similar. Like, that was his inspiration based off their suits. And originally, I think we were supposed to see that suit, like, because it's very similar but different at the same time. It didn't, like, we were supposed to see a battle damaged version of that suit, but, and I guess, like, because in the beginning of the movie we do see the suit being repaired, so I guess there was stuff that was
cut
out.
it.
That was it. Probably.
Oh, there was a lot of stuff that was cut out. We could get into that later on, but there was a lot that was cut out.
But
I feel like this suit looks more like the comics than it has ever looked before, in my opinion.
This one and Andrew Garfield, in my opinion, I think Andrew Garfield.
Andrew Garfield too, the second one.
Yeah, the second one. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit. That is just.
I do like Andrew Garfield's, but I think this. I'm always flip flopping because Andrew Garfield.
Both suits look really good. The eyes.
The eyes kind of creep. In Andrew, it kind of creeps me out for me. In TASM too.
But like, let's before we get more into like comparing suits and all that, do a ranking of suits and all that. Let's just talk about the movie. Let's talk about Mr. Tom Holland himself in this amazing movie, because just how his Peter feels in this and how Tom Holland portrayed that Peter just felt. We don't see him being that teenager anymore. We don't see him kind of like being in the shadow of the Avengers, trying to prove himself, like we see with the original, like in his original trilogy. We see him pretty much just consumed by being Spider-Man, putting what Peter Parker needs to the side and just focusing on being the webhead, while we see him like suffering on the inside, pretty much going through it both mentally and physically. And just how Tom Holland did that, how Tom Holland portrayed this version of Spider-Man, as he transitions from youth to adulthood, was just brilliant.
I would have to agree. It was it's really, you could tell this is a different Peter Parker, because I was kind of trying to rewatch the old ones, the original ones before. After watching this, because I kind of got into a Marvel pill after this, and you can see how happy and how joyful Tom Holland is in those original. And it's a little sad and weird to say that we like a sad and like lonely Peter Parker, but
exactly,
I don't know. It works. It works for some reason. It works. Maybe I don't think it's that we like to see a sad and lonely Peter Parker. I think it's that we like to see him start off like that and grow into like maybe one day having a family and whatnot. Unless you're gonna do the.
If only comic fans will understand that.
I was about to say, like, unless they go the comic route and just keep them young and single forever. But I would also say Tom Holland got really jacked for this film.
Oh, he was huge.
There's one scene where you only see his body, you don't see his face. I'm like, there's no way that's him. It was the first scene you see him shirtless. We'll get into this with spoilers, but I was saying,
but we're like, there's like trying to get into spoilers already, so just
okay. The Hulk dies, but anyways,
yeah.
We see him. There's that one scene I think we talked about for rumors and stuff where he
Mm-hmm.
was where him and Florence Pugh get naked, which wasn't
Yeah.
as what I was thought. I had no idea it was gonna be like this, but we see him without the mask on and just
Yeah.
the suit, or
Mm-hmm.
without
And
the
his,
suit.
but he's like
He's
in
jacked, dude.
black tighties,
Trunks.
black tight
I think it was
underwear.
a
Like,
homage to the games, right?
yeah, they like there is a lot of like homages to the games with how the action is, the movement and all that. You can tell that they took a lot of inspiration from the Insomniac games.
That's what I'm saying. Like they have man, he got like I'm saying Tom Holland got really jacked
Yeah.
for this film. Like what the heck? Has he always been this jacked?
Like
I
he
don't
was
think so,
always like
man.
shredded, but in this one he was just felt more huge. He just
Buff.
seemed more
Yeah,
buff. It's like, whoa, okay. Dang,
it's
Spider-Man's
weird
ripped.
because when he's in the suit, he doesn't look as buff without it.
Exactly. Yeah.
I wonder if the stunt double just wasn't as buff. But
Probably.
I'm he put in the work, man. I'll tell you
He
what,
put in the work for Zendaya. She's
he's
lucky.
he's yeah, right. He's I'm glad that he likes it. Feels like he likes being Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I'm sure Andrew liked being Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about Toby if he liked being. Sometimes I get the vibes he didn't really care. To be fair, Spider-Man wasn't a big character back in like as big as he is now,
Yeah.
live action wise. But I feel like Tom Holland,
Mm-hmm.
he said this before in podcasts, like he's a fan that just got
Mm-hmm.
lucky enough to become Spider-Man. And you can really
Yeah.
tell this movie. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like in this movie, especially, you could tell that he's really like putting in
Like,
a lot of the work and a lot of the stuff that he likes from Spider-Man.
now speaking of Tom Holland, like he is the reason why the film is a street level base because now when the film was still in development, when they were trying to figure out the story and all that, it was being said that Sony was wanting another multiverse movie, was wanting the three Spider-Man to team up again to save the day. Recently, there were rumors that it could have been against symbiotes. Who knows? But it was said that so like Tom and Kevin was backing him up on this. That they wanted a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man movie, and like there was a lot of, I guess, back and forth between them and Sony about that. But Tom and Marvel won at the end, and it was the best choice because no, a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man movie was what fans wanted with Tom's Spider-Man. Like, and it felt like the right route, because with what happened in the end of No Way Home, with what it sets up for, it's like, okay, we definitely need to go down this route for sure. Like, we got to see how his Peter is without what he had, losing what he had, now being alone.
Starting off square one, not even having his family, to be honest. He's completely alone.
Exactly. And I do believe that just I don't know, I'm glad that Tom understood that because some actors would be like, all right, whatever, pay me and I'll do it. But I like how
Yeah, you can
Tom
tell
was
he.
heavily involved with that.
So yeah, I guess we could try to get into plot points in
Well,
detail before we get any
we
and
haven't really
before we get
talked
into the
about
cons.
anyone else in the cast so far. Because we have returning from the previous Spider-Man films, Zendaya as Mitchell MJ Jones, uh, Jacob Batalon as Ned Leeds. Seeing them two come back, which it was great to get more of them characters. And
Seeing Frank Castle,
seeing
John Berthold,
Frank Castle pretty much be a PG-13 Punisher, but yet it works.
It works.
It
works for what it's trying to be.
Like you can tell that like John Berthold cares a lot for Tom Holland in real life, and even in this, like, because we recently saw them together in the Odyssey, and like their interactions in the Odyssey was amazing. Their interactions in this film is amazing too.
To be honest with all returning characters, the only ones we see are Zendaya and Ned.
From the
Everybody else from high
Spider-Man
school.
movies. From the Spider-Man
movies, I mean.
Yes.
Everybody else is gone. We see a little cameo from The Flash. from the Flash, and his
Flash Thompson
teacher
and
when they're thought
Rod,
to
Mr.
be
Harrington,
Spider-Man.
which
Yes,
I'm
and
glad they didn't come
so
back
this
in this film. I'm not gonna lie.
so this that's what I'm saying. This film has like it's yes, it's related to the first three MCU films, but it has like
It's a
little
new
to do
story.
with them.
It's a
It's
new
a very
story.
new story, new trilogy,
Mm-hmm.
and you can see that with the returning cast because there's only
Mm-hmm.
two of the returning cast, which
Technically
I
three,
hope
but
not even to see Jameson,
we
Jonah
don't. Which
Jameson.
I'm surprised about that, but seeing how this story
Not
is,
even
it
yeah.
makes sense. No, but like I
You
no.
said technically three. Are you talking about Scorpion?
Technically, four. Now we're going to be getting into spoilers. There's a warning. This podcast is filled with spoilers. You've been warned. But we do see
Been
Michael
out for
Mando
like two
back
weeks now.
as we do see Michael Mando back as Scorpion. No, after we briefly saw him in Homecoming, which I'm glad
When
they
we last
remembered
saw
him.
we last saw him in Venom.
No,
in the prison scene, right?
no,
Oh, is that Homecoming?
Homecoming.
I could have
But
sworn we saw. No,
also,
I'm thinking about the Vulture. Sorry,
that was in
he was in
Morbius.
Venom.
We don't talk about that. We
Oh,
don't talk about
Morbius.
that. But it's like no, but no, coming back from the Spider-Man trilogy, cameo, small role is Marissa Tomei's Aunt May.
Oh, that's right. Yep. For a little bit.
For a little bit, she's like a flashback, they dream sequence type thing. It's nice to see how important Aunt May is still in the Spider-Man for Spider-Man, even though they killed off the character. Like I know I like that how she was still very important to how he is.
You could tell that she's gonna be the Ben to this Peter's universe.
Kind of weird. They never revealed Uncle Ben, but I get they wanted to be different because we've seen Uncle Ben get shot in an alley multiple times now, and they're like,
yeah. And in the comics,
do that again.
the original comics is like different. I don't even think Uncle Ben is the one that tells Peter in the original comic that great responsibility comes with great power. Or great
in
power
the
comes with
first
great
comic,
responsibility.
it was in the narration, and then they kind of like changed it to where it was said by Uncle Ben.
So I'm glad this MCU is doing something different, that's something because it wouldn't make sense. Uncle Ben, we'd never see him. The audience would not have any connection to him. So
yeah, but
Peter needs somebody to die.
No, but also coming back, who apparently is busy dealing with big potatoes, is Florence Pugh's Yelena Belova.
We see her naked.
Barely, but yeah.
We don't see. She has no clothes on in this movie.
Like, I'm going to be honest, Florence Pugh as Yelena Belova is just one of the best characters in like the recent MCU stuff lately and it's just
I can't
crazy
take that accent serious.
I can't either, but yeah, it's so crazy like how big of a character she got. Because when we first saw her in Black Widow, it was like, okay, this is a cool character, but I don't think nobody expected her to show up as much as she did. Because after that, she showed up in Hawkeye, then she had Thunderbolts, and now she briefly showed up in Spider-Man Brand New Day. It's like, oh, okay.
She's the new Black Widow, man.
She's the new Black Widow.
Which is weird that there's a little Ned knows who she is, apparently.
Well, remember the end of the new Avengers, the end of the Thunderbolt sets them up as the new Avengers, so that's how
that's my
know.
I didn't think people knew who Black Widow was in the original Avengers. I thought Black Widow was supposed to be a secret co-op.
Oh, everyone knew who they were after the Battle of New York. They were like the heroes of it. Everyone saw them as heroes because of the Battle of New York. Like there's literally in the Hawkeye series, it was revealed that there's like a memorial, like a plaque, dedicated to the Avengers for fighting in the Battle of New York. And like the area where like they circle together. So everyone knows.
I want to also get into before we get into the new big cast, I want to get into like new cast members that are going to be returning in the future.
Hold
Which
up.
is that?
There's one character we haven't talked about yet.
The Hulk.
That's all you, buddy. You love the Hulk.
You're played by Hulk. Eric Banner.
What?
That's why I was saving him for last. I wanted to.
Eric Bana? No, played by Mark Ruffalo.
I know who. I was just kidding.
Jesus, now you're warmed.
I'm talking about for I want to get into the cop lady first because I feel like she's gonna be very important in the future of this.
She was important in the comics. She was like a big part in the comics back in the day.
She's honestly like she's Peter's first friend.
Pretty much.
Because
that was nice to see.
I feel like, which is it's good to see that Peter does still have somebody that's another person he can talk to. Because, man, they really make Peter like a lonely dude in this movie.
Dude, I felt really.
There's that one. Yeah, there's a scene in the beginning where there's a scene in the beginning where I thought it was gonna be Gwen, like they were gonna introduce Gwen, and there was just a little cop out. It was some girl that was like trying to flirt with him in the elevator.
There were rumors of it being so Gwen
uncomfortable. It made him so uncomfortable that he just decided to move to a different floor, like to the attic or something like that.
Yeah, pretty much.
There's a lot of cool cameos like that. There's that one frame of him hitting like a bus window, and we see a lady with a white streak hair.
This was in the trailer too, but cameo. Like I think it was more like a nod to Rogue.
Yeah, not a cameo. My bad. A nod.
More like a nod to Rogue, but yet but also back to the cop lady. Back to
I don't know her name. I know she was in The Bear.
Liza Colon Zayas.
Okay. I think you're butchering that, but okay.
I feel like I am too. But no, Jean DeWolf, like
she's in The Bear.
When I first started reading Spider-Man comics, she's not in the current comics, but she was back in the day. But like, as some like I have not read much of her character, but like watching the interactions in this kind of remind me in the Spider-Man game, the interactions between Spider-Man and Yuri.
Lisa Colon Zayas?
Mm-hmm.
What the hell did you say?
Liza?
Oh, it's Lisa. I think it's Lisa. Anyways, yeah. You said so in the comics that you used to read as a kid, that character used to be a main thing?
Yes, until she got killed.
What was her name? What's her name? Dick Wolf?
Jean DeWolf.
Jean DeWolf.
Mm-hmm. So we will definitely
when I saw her in the movie, I was like, oh, the lady from The Bear. I didn't think she was going to be a big character, but then later on, she just becomes like, so I feel like I already got spoiled for like what, I saw people talk about her character and like how they kill her off and like, oh,
in the comics.
I hope they're trying to build up to that.
I hope. I don't think they're going to do it though, but
you don't think you think this is the only movie she's in?
If they do another Spider-Man movie, she'll be in it for sure, but I don't think they're going to kill her off. Honestly, I don't know.
Interesting.
Then again, they killed off Aunt May, so who knows? But
who knows?
Like I said, she gave me vibes of those interactions reminded me of in the Spider-Man game, the first Insomniac game, how Spider-Man is with Yuri, the female cop who he worked with in that game.
Yeah.
Reminded me a lot of that.
Yeah, is Yuri like an original character for the Insomniac games?
No, she was in the later Spider-Man comics too, but she ends up becoming like in the games, he ends up becoming that one vigilante person. I can't remember her name.
Isn't it weird that Yuri is also the name of the voice actor for Spider-Man?
And the voice actress for Yuri is his wife.
Oh, interesting.
Tara Platt, I think.
Now that we got into those main characters, we could get into the one everybody was waiting for. We see in the trailers.
You still don't want to talk about your guy?
I'm gonna get into that.
Okay.
And everybody was waiting for Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
The last character we're gonna talk about in this podcast.
There's one more character we're
gonna spend the rest of the podcast talking about how awesome and amazing the Hulk looks like. Bro, tell me. Oh my god, it was so good. Like I don't know if he needed to be in this movie, but I'm so glad he was in this movie.
Yes, like we both talked about like how it was great to see Savage Hulk back. Like, remember all of the theories that we're going to get Gray Hulk, but that obviously didn't happen. But still, like getting Savage Hulk back though, that was just epic. Because last time we saw it was in Infinity War for a brief second before he got his ass handed to him by Thanos.
Yeah, so that made me mad. I was like, no way he gets his ass beaten like that. Come on, bro. He wasn't angry enough.
And it did seem like they were teasing a little bit of Savage Hulk and She-Hulk. Remember when they got into the wreck and Bruce Banner's there telling Jen to run. It's like he briefly turns into like Savage Hulk for a second, but I think him and Hulk came back to an understanding and he became Professor Hulk again or Smart Hulk again.
Yeah, we can see. I'm glad we get to see Savage Hulk in his full like glory. He wasn't the fight scene wasn't long. It wasn't really anything to do with the plot of the story. It could have been any other villain,
but it was just epic.
It was epic. It would have been also like, but like I just wish it would have been more, you know. But I'm glad they're. Hopefully they don't just waste this and they use this as a jumping off point to make a Hulk movie or to make something with the Hulk.
We need more Hulk.
Because
that's the thing.
If nothing ever comes, if this is just a way to get rid of the Hulk character in general, I'm gonna be pissed because this could have been any other villain. This could have been when I first heard the save getting hit, I was like, is that the Rhino? Is they gonna introduce the Rhino in the MCU? That
could have been cool,
and I was thinking that would have been cool.
Mm-hmm.
But then I saw the Hulk. Like, oh, this is awesome. But I'm a Hulk fan. I'm biased. I don't know if he was necessary for this movie. If they don't waste him in the future, then this would be awesome.
I do want to say though, the reason because there's a lot of like people like complaining about trying to talk about Mark Ruffalo didn't do press for this. Well, didn't advertise this film, didn't do press and all that. Well, he was busy filming season 2 of Trask, I think is what the series is called. Like it had nothing to do with him being fired from the role. He is just busy filming another project. Now it's similar to Infinity War when that was doing press, that was the premiere and all that. Chris Evans was busy doing a play that he was not doing nothing for Infinity War. So like
also like he's not in the movie that long.
Yeah. So yeah, pretty much.
He's in the marketing a lot. I'll tell you what, he is in the marketing a lot.
They did not waste him in the marketing, that's for sure. But still,
I don't blame him, but he's buried in the movie.
Me and you talked you talked about this, and it's like how this is probably the best version we got of the two characters since like the first Avengers in a way.
Of the Hulk and Spider-Man?
No, of the Hulk and Banner.
Oh, yeah.
Because
I think so, man.
I have said that my favorite version of the Hulk is the one from the Hulk movie with Edward Norton.
2008 one?
Yeah. He felt more like a beast in that. And then in this, when we see him in the Avengers movie, he is just more like a crazy and like a gorilla, a deranged animal.
Yeah, I feel like the 2008 one, he was I don't know, he gave off like he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
Of course he's a savage.
Yeah.
A savage Hulk boy. He fought, he knew how to, I don't know, I felt like he knew how to fight. Yeah. He did the Hulk fucking thunderclap.
And then then again, stuff was changed because that was a Universal film. This is and then all these, and the rest were Disney films. So like, that's why they had to probably change how the Hulk was like. But just with
also, how the Edward Norton didn't get cast, so they probably had to change that. They wanted to keep a little bit different.
Apparently, he was disagreeing with with some stuff, and they're like, with how that Hulk movie was, he changed a lot of stuff and all that, and they were like, yeah, we don't want to deal with this. That is like a what if he continued to be the Hulk.
Yeah, what if he kept his mouth shut? He would have had way more money. I'm just joking,
But
Edward
it's
Norton.
like, no, I
Please don't sue me.
me and you talked about like how like I talked about how Bruce Banner was in the Avengers movie. That was my favorite version of Bruce Banner, but yet after that, it just felt like I don't know. It's just
He
in a
became a
way, it kind of
joke.
felt like he just became a joke, bit goofy.
I agree.
But I liked
man.
how he was in this because like serious, but I don't know how to
He
explain.
wasn't goofy. He wasn't goofy in this. Yeah, I know what you mean. He
Even though he
was,
would crack a
sign.
joke, but it was funny that like no, this is what I noticed when he would try to crack a joke in the other projects, no one laughed. Peter Parker was the only one that laughed at his joke.
Yeah,
I thought that was
I
funny.
from reading the comic, I just wish we get a. I do like the 2008 one
Mm-hmm.
for Bruce Banner too, because I like the fact that Hulk or Bruce Banner is like someone that's like getting tortured or like tortured by the Hulk in his
Yeah.
brain and like trying to
Mm-hmm.
control that. We don't really get that in the MCU at all. I don't feel
No.
like he's mostly just okay with the Hulk. He's never really tortured. There's that one little piece of dialogue he has
Mm-hmm.
with Black Widow where he's like, I put a bullet in my mouth and the other
Yeah.
guy spit it out. That was the only real time we get to see him like being tortured and suffering
Mm-hmm.
with the Hulk. Other
Yeah.
than that, he's figured out how to like control it. There
Mm-hmm.
was that time in Thor Ragnarok when he was like the Hulk for like 5 years or whatever,
Yeah, he
forever
was
long.
talking like a 3-year-old kid.
Yeah, this
That
Hulk
was
looks like
funny,
he was
but
stabbed. It's not the Hulk.
no.
This Hulk looks like I was hoping. I wish he would have just like jumped out from the building and started attacking the city.
Have you ever watched Earth's Mightiest Heroes?
The Avengers,
Yes.
Disney XD. I think so as
Yeah,
a
that's
kid.
how I wish the Hulk was like how he
Yeah,
was
in
in
the
that
beginning, in
series.
the first episode, when he's like, I think he's like a drifter going through
Yeah,
diners and all that.
but like how the Hulk
Yeah, I
was,
agree.
some or like something like that. I guess. Like I kind of wish that's how he
They need
was.
to do a Hulk movie, man.
Universal, man, that's the problem. So we're never get like it's same with Namor. We're never going to get a Namor film because of the same reason with the
How do
Hulk.
they still have the rights? Are they not? It's not like a contract like Spider-Man,
It's
Fantastic
a
Four, where
different
they have
type
to
of
keep making a
deal, I
movie.
think. Like Universal owns the distribution rights, but Disney owns the character rights.
Hmm.
But like no.
Stupid. Anyways.
We'll probably get more into the Hulk talk later on, but let's talk about one of the main characters. There was a lot of theories, a lot of stuff about this one character who was played by Sadie Sink on who this character can be. And it is revealed that it is Jean Grey. Not a shocker since everyone was saying
Whoa,
that.
shocker.
But
as much of a shock as Toby and Andrew were in No Way Home.
pretty much. Pretty much. But this, like, very interesting take on Jean Grey with her being the villain, but yet turns out that she wasn't actually the villain. But still, it's like showing how powerful she is too at the same time.
We could debate about that. We could debate about that later.
Yeah.
She was pretty villainish.
Yeah, she was pretty villainous. It was like. So when I mentioned earlier about Samara Weaving being confirmed, being like in the X-Men movie, it's safe to say that she's going to be joined by Sadie Sink and Jean Grey.
Yep.
No, but what do you think of her in the film, though? As Jean Grey, I guess, compared to the other versions we've gotten.
Never really watched the Jean Grey for the Dark Phoenix movie.
Yeah.
Me and my girlfriend really recently watched X-Men from the 2000, and she was pretty good in that one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised they're not asking that actress to come back for Doomsday, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
She, as for Seaton's, I can't say her name now. As for Sank, she did. I think she did really good.
Yeah.
In the role, I'm not really a big Jean Grey fan. I'm not gonna claim that I am.
Yeah.
But she did really good. I feel like I never really saw her in Stranger Things. She's really young, in my opinion, the character, which is weird because I always in my mind, for some reason, I always thought Jean Grey would be like an adult. I'm older than Peter.
Yeah, I get that. That's what's really my thing about it. That's why I didn't want to think she was going to be Jean Grey, because it's like, I don't know. I always wanted them to cast. If they were going to reboot the X-Men, it's like, why cast super young people? Why not? I think they should have already been established and not super young, but Sadie Sink as Jean Grey has been said to be a big part in the Marvel Universe moving forward. So
she got really lucky, dude.
Like, there's this meme of her going around. It's like, I guess, during the Stranger Things final read or something with Stranger Things behind the scenes, the cats just like look all emotional, worrying about how this might be because their stability is going away for like their income and all that, and then it just shows a shot of Sadie Sink kind of like having like a bit of a pity smile on her face, and it's like, oh yeah, she already knows she got that Marvel bag for years.
Damn. Yeah, I mean, maybe that's why they cast her kind of young, because they want to like start pretty young. I'm thinking there's a lot of rumors saying that this is gonna start off with Xavier finding Jean Grey at a young age, because I think Jean Grey was like one of Professor X's first students, the original student, right?
Her, Cyclops, Beast, Angel.
So they're trying to do that, which is they tried doing that before in the Fox Studios with Apocalypse.
The actors were good. The story was not.
We know how that went, and I think Marvel's trying to do that again. It's just gonna be weird to see Peter older than them, which is because I've always felt, maybe because this is the comics' fault. They always write these characters like this, but they always write Peter Parker Spider-Man as a boyish character,
like
never growing up.
Kind of like, no, I think it was in the comics. Cyclops and Peter Parker are very similar in age. I guess also with Johnny Storm, in which Joseph Quinn is, I think, 2 years older than Tom Holland. So it's like, okay, that works. But this is my thing so far with Sadie Sink's casting, because I don't know how old the character is in this. I heard stuff that she could be 16, but I don't know.
She's a teenager for sure.
She's a teen. Could be 18, could be 16, somewhere in the teens. But like in the comics, a lot of people have been talking about this, is that Scott Summers have like a love triangle with Jean Grey and Emma Frost. So it's like,
okay.
So a lot of people are joking, it's like, oh, whoever gets cast as Scott Summers is going to be very lucky, because with Sadie Sink and Samara Weaving playing the characters, but at the same time, they're not doing the Cyclops and Emma Frost relationship. I guarantee.
No, I don't think so either.
They're not doing it in X-Men 97. They're not going to do it in this.
I agree. I think they're going to save Emma Frost for the new Tony Stark.
That's
you think they might recast a new Tony Stark?
I won't be surprised, honestly. We gotta wait and we gotta wait and see. I don't know. But
you're crying over there.
I'm just trying to figure out what to say, but it's like, I don't know. Feels like that's all I'm able to say. Oh, I don't know. Because at the same time, like, I just don't know.
But there's gonna be a new Iron Man one day.
Yeah. No,
Iron Man is gonna get remade.
No, but back to
Brand New Day.
Back to one more character I feel like we need to talk about, and it's Stramel Tillman, who is playing William Bill Metzger, who is in charge of the DODC. In the comics, he is like a big part against the mutants. So this is what. So it's like, this does feel like it is setting up for him being more against the mutants in the future. Because in the comics, he is super against the mutants.
He's not. They couldn't find him at the end of the movie, I think.
Yes. So I feel like he might be back in X-Men. Missing. Yeah. So
he did really good. I watched him in Severance. I don't think you've seen the show yet.
I did not watch him in Severance, but I did watch him in Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. He had a small role in that, and he was really good in that.
Does he play kind of the same character? Because in
No,
Severance and this character are pretty similar.
I wouldn't say so. Like he plays like he is in charge of a submarine, but it's like I kind of got like different vibes in a way. Like this one, it's like a guy trying to be a nice guy. Whereas like the other one was like a military guy, kind of like. So yeah, I thought he was really good.
Yeah,
like he is one that will definitely play possibly a part in the Mutant Saga.
That's the thing, one thing I don't know if I have a gripe about or I just have to come to terms with, but like these Spider-Man movies are just never gonna just be a Spider-Man movie. Because I feel
that
like
is a gripe I have too, honestly.
This was also like this is mostly an X-Men movie too, you know?
I understand that, and I do feel the same way because it's like I would have preferred a Spider-Man villain and not like it setting up X-Men, but yet apparently, Destin Daniel Cretton, he actually recently talked about this, and I think the interview was posted earlier, before we filmed all this.
Oh,
and
nice.
He said, there was no mandate to include Jean Grey to set up for the X-Men. We wanted to use Jean Grey, so we asked, and they said yes.
But why? I just wonder why do you believe that?
I don't know. Like,
it could be a lie. It could be the studio saying, "Hey, can you say this to make us look good?"
Maybe I don't know
because
the director though, he is a really good director, so he's
really good.
I want to trust him because Shang-Chi was amazing, Wonder Man is amazing, and this was amazing. But it's like
the movies he's made so far and the shows he's made so far are really good. You know, that has nothing to do with him, but
yeah.
Jean Grey, if that's true, Jean Grey is just such a random character to pull out of the MCU if you're not trying to build for the X-Men.
But yet it worked for the story, I feel like, with what they were going for.
It,
but like,
it works.
It's a gripe, I understand that, but it's like, because I still love the film.
It's not a big gripe.
No.
It's not a big gripe, you know? It's just something like, if I had to pick a con, like, I wish more
Spider-Man
so much.
Like,
yeah, I wish it just felt like it was building a little bit too much for X-Men. And that's something with a lot of Spider-Man movies that we've got. It was kind of always building up to something else. Maybe not Homecoming.
No.
I think this might be the first one actually made. It kind of builds up to something else because everything else
like it builds up
original.
Setting up for another, like Kevin Feige teases that this sets up for a team of characters that was also created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby.
Stan Lee, which I wonder what that would be.
Yeah.
The Defenders.
Like,
it gave me. I just don't want it to go too far. At least in the next movie, I don't want it to be another one because we saw what happened with TASM 2 at the end of that, where they were obviously trying to build up to their own Spider-Man universe.
Yeah, but that failed.
So I like that they're showing X-Men. You know, I like that Spider-Man lives in a world where we can see him interact with other MCU characters and other Marvel characters in general.
I love that, but
I don't want it to be. I still want like a good. I don't know. I still
want
don't want
Spider-Man
it to be too far.
Like, it'd be like, because now a lot of people was like expecting Kingpin, and like with Tombstone, we all expected Tombstone to have a bigger role. I feel like
that's what I was expecting. Yeah,
but there is a rights issue with Kingpin. Like I remember, Vincent D'Onofrio was like, "Oh, they need to get their shit together." And Kevin Feige was, and Amy Pascal. They were recently asked about the rights issue with Kingpin, and he's like, "It is not that complicated as Vincent D'Onofrio is saying it is. It is more like they just need to talk it out, and that's how all that.
He's probably not
pretty much is.
He's probably never gonna be. He's not coming to the MCU anytime soon now. So, especially after Daredevil season 2.
He's coming back. He's in Daredevil season 3. So
yeah, but not as the mayor.
Not as the mayor, but still, like, no. What's cool though, in the scene where it's like Spider-Man, it's like trying to test the web shooters in the alleyway. on the dumpster there is like a poster. There is a poster of him there.
Oh, I saw a freeze frame of that. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't. So it's like, no, and there were rumors of like, oh, Daredevil was going to be in it and all that, but it did kind of feel like Daredevil's presence was missing. But at the same time, you know, it makes sense because you know season 2 of Daredevil Born Again ended with him in prison. So when we saw the Hand fighting Spider-Man, everyone was thinking, oh, that's when Matt Murdock's going to come and help because they're in prison. But no, it was like some DC facility.
Yeah. Would you have preferred Daredevil instead of the Punisher?
Part of me says yes, but at the same time, I just love how the Punisher was in this.
I love their.
So
I like their chemistry. I don't think they would have. I don't think Daredevil and Spider-Man, the actors. I mean, Charlie Cox and Tom Holland would not have had as much chemistry as John Bertha and Tom Holland.
Yeah,
because they had such chemistry.
I agree.
In this movie,
like
and I think that goes with their friendship.
I guess like some more gripes I had, but like I understand, you know, it's like this in the comics. You know, characters might not be there in certain events that happen in New York or something like that, but it's like I kind of wish they would have explored, like they would have at least mentioned why Spider-Man during the events of Daredevil Born Again, because we do briefly see a character from Daredevil Born Again. No, she was like an assistant to Kingpin as the mayor, but in this we kind of see her. We briefly see her as the new mayor of New York City, giving the key to Spider-Man.
Was that in the movie or is that in the trailer?
It was a brief shot in the movie, I think. It was quickly. It was
I don't
brief.
remember.
It was brief in the trailer and it was brief in this. But it was.
Was it like the montage scene?
It was during the montage.
Okay.
Because see what.
There's a lot of scenes cut.
There was a lot of scenes cut too, but it's like I think it would have like they should have explained why. Like what he was up to during that time, I guess. And they should have also, I don't know, part of me kind of wished that they explained how the Hand come back, why the Hand is back. But at the same time, they were like, oh, the Hand has no leader, kind of going with the events of the Defenders where pretty much the leaders got killed.
Yeah. So there were just some kids without a leader.
Yeah, so that kind of explains that part in a way, but it's like tying to what happened in the events of the Defenders, but at the same time, it's like, how the heck did they come back? Why would they come back? Where's Daredevil?
All these gripes we have aren't like to say the film was bad. There's just like minor gripes.
I feel like
another little gripe I have is
like
I'm a little confused. I've seen this online too. A lot of people saying it, on a second watch, I am thinking like, why did they didn't show how Peter make his money? You know,
that
like what is Peter's job? It's yet to see. Is he a photographer? Is he a pizza delivery guy? I was wondering in my head like.
I think he just steals money from the bad guys he beats up. He stops. He just steals their money.
Is that your theory?
I saw someone say that, and it's like, you know what? That makes sense. I'm all for that if that's true.
No, he wouldn't steal from the bad guys. Not my Peter Parker.
Just
my theory. What I'm hoping is that maybe he's a DoorDasher or something. You know,
DoorDasher. That's crazy.
Something like to do with
that makes sense.
Like to make homage for Tom Holland. To have an homage to Toby's movies where he's like a pizza delivery guy.
Yeah.
Maybe I wish they would have done something like that. Like, oh, he's trying to make a DoorDash delivery, but then he gets like something on the app that says there's a crime nearby. That would be cool to see. I want to see that in the next movie. I want to see him. I want to see his job. Or maybe he takes videos of Spider-Man for J. Jonah, you know, for the Daily Planet.
He was taking videos of himself in Civil War and uploading it, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Even you're right. Yeah.
Briefly in Homecoming during the Civil War fight in the airport, but we never saw much of that again.
So yeah, I would like to see what kind of job he has. I know people complain about how does he get all this technology. I was watching Civil War and he explains it right there. He's a dumpster diver. You know, he had technology for that. So that none of that was really a big. You know, I feel like if Frank Castle is able to get all that stuff that he needed to make a bomb, Spider-Man could get the
That
stuff he
was
needed.
so funny. Ah, you don't have what I need. Man, you don't know what I got. Fine, you got this. Yeah, I have all that. Why do you have all that? And MJ,
Zendaya.
bombs and explosives. That's right.
that scene is so funny. John Berthal really steals a lot of the show for this.
It was so crazy. Like, no, this is kind of like, I guess, a funny moment I noticed in it, because like he has like his whole area booby trapped.
Yeah.
In Daredevil Born Again season 2, Matt Murdock just easily walks into his hideout. And then Frank
is the same hideout?
No, completely different hideout. So I'm just jokingly thinking, oh gosh, he set up all these booby traps because Matt Murdock easily walked into his last hideout, pretty much.
Damn.
Yeah, this Matt Murdock walks in. No, this was Daredevil Born Again season 1. I mean, it's like, some of the task force vigilante people are like, having the Punisher schools, and one of the bullet cases had a Punisher logo on it. Matt finds it, and he just randomly shows up to Frank's hideout, walks right in. Frank runs at him with a hatchet, and Matt is like, hey, it's me. God damn it, Matt. What the fuck you doing?
That's funny.
Yeah.
Hopefully Daredevil's in the next one.
Like, I've been seeing theories of, Fantastic Four might be in the next one. Daredevil might be in the next one. But because, Spider-Man has a good relationship and dynamics with the Fantastic Four, with Daredevil, Doctor Strange. Like, it's just a lot of the heroes and all that. So it's like, it would be cool to see this. It would be cool to see that. But it's like, we got to wait and see for sure. But it's like, what are like some of the stuff you love about this film, I guess?
I think we got into it in the beginning, but
mostly,
the suit, number one is the suit, man. The suit is really good.
Definitely.
I really like the color and how the film looks itself.
That was amazing. Yes.
Like I was like going in, I was like, wow, this looks very different. This is like, it kind of gave me Andrew Garfield vibes, but I don't know, like how it looked, the style. I liked how we got a lot of scenes with Spider-Man in the Spider-Man outfit, not him just like as Peter. It was cool to see just Spider-Man, for all the gripes we have for Spider-Man being Spider-Man in the city and how much the city actually loves, Spider-Man.
Yes, I
really like that. I like the scenes with the Punisher a lot. I feel like the Punisher is awesome in this. They do really good with like the team ups. I feel like maybe Nick Fury was like my least favorite team up they've had with like the MCU, but
yeah,
I really like the Iron Man team up he had in the first one. Love the Doctor Strange one, and I think this one is by far my favorite one, the Punisher one.
The Nick Fury one was just it turns out it wasn't actually Nick Fury, so it's like, that
pissed me off even more.
I like the Iron Man one. It's iconic because Tom and RDJ, they had great. I know, but Tom and RDJ, Robert Downey Jr., they had great chemistry and dynamics, in the films they worked together. But like, I did really enjoy the one between him and Doctor Strange, even though it's like Doctor Strange had a super smart role, but yet, I don't know, there were just great moments there that I was like, oh yeah, this is definitely Spider-Man and Doctor Strange together. It's like, but yeah, with this one, it was just, I liked how there was more like, there was just more that worked. Like, I think worked a little bit better, more funny. Like, I don't want to say funny moments. It's just more, just great character moments between the two. Seeing like how Frank was respectful, like how Frank respected him in a way, because like
treated him like a friend.
Spoiler here, of course, but it's like when Frank accidentally shoots him. Kind of a callback to the comics where he accidentally shoots him when Spider-Man's trying to save Captain America. This was in the Ultimate Comics, but also kind of reminded me of in the Punisher season 2 when he thinks he shoots up a room and he goes into the room and see all these dead girls in there, and he starts freaking out because he thought he killed innocent people. Turns out he didn't kill them, that they got killed before all that.
No.
Pretty much. So it kind of like it was like, okay, because Frank doesn't go after innocent people, doesn't go after good people. So it kind of like, I thought it went along with that we saw of the Punisher already very well, where he thought he accidentally killed someone, when it turns out, well,
he didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So there was like, I don't want to say it's a callback to that, but yeah, it felt like a callback to that in a way. But also, like, I don't know, I just loved how Frank was in this compared to like his previous appearances, because he's always like super serious. This one, there was like a bit more of a playful tone in a way. I feel like I don't want to say like a playful tone, but more like a
PG-13 Punisher. That's what we got. That's what we got.
That's what we got,
really
and it worked. Like,
so, would you say that was like the highlight for you in the movie Punisher?
One of the highlights, yes.
What was like the number one thing you're like, okay, this is what the film, like, this made the film for me?
Like, there was just a lot of
it. Is it hard to choose? Yeah.
It's so hard to choose, because I liked seeing how Peter was struggling, because like it felt relatable to me. When being an adult, how everything it changing around you in a way, that kind of like that. In my review, I said male loneliness, but yet it was just loneliness in general that many people of genders, all ages, can relate to, going through that right now.
So you got canceled for saying male loneliness, huh?
No, looking back at it, I'm like, okay, I shouldn't have said male loneliness. I don't think nobody watched my review, but still, it's like I shouldn't have said it like that. A little. I shouldn't have said it like an incel. I didn't mean it like that, but it's like, I don't know, because there's that just one shot of like him in the Spider-Man suit, just leaning down, holding his head like that. It's like, oh man, that's so me right there.
There's another shot where he's swinging as Peter Parker. He doesn't have the suit. After him, Bob looking at MJ kiss another guy. I'm gonna call him Paul. I know it's might be not.
There is no name for him, but
even the credits is just his boyfriend.
But I think but apparently it is Paul. But I don't know though. Like, I'm kind of disappointed. Yeah, it'd be funny. I kind of wish it would be funny if it's Paul. But yeah. But
one thing we should get into that we haven't even gotten into yet is the organic webbing and the mutation for Peter. So what's your thoughts about this? It looks like organic webs are here to stay. They're not going anywhere anytime soon. So what's your opinion?
I'm not a fan of the organic webbing, but yet I like how it was done in this, because organic webbing, like in the Spider-Man movie, kind of took away from like how smart Peter, because in the comics, Peter is smart. He created his own web shooters pretty much. And like, they didn't think that was believable, so they gave him the organic webbing in the original movie. But like in this one, I'm fine with it because it led to the organic webbing. And then all of a sudden he like had organic webbing. Like, it kind of showed how, from the beginning, we see how smart he is. He created his own web shooters, which Tony Stark is impressed. And so it's like we got to see how smart this version of Peter is. So I'm fine with it. I think it made sense. Like it worked for this film. As it like transition, it led to this in a way. And I'm adding to the him struggling and then the mutations happening, that I think it worked. What are your thoughts on it though?
At first when I grew up with the Tobey movie, so I always thought organic webbing was what it was supposed to be. Then, becoming an actual fan and learning more about the character, like, oh, okay, so he makes his own web. That's cool, like you said, he shows that he's smart.
Yeah.
How it's portrayed in this movie, I thought it was cool. I liked the little joke he had that, oh, Peter 2 had it. Peter 2 is cool. You're cool. So I like that it was something that he wasn't really a fan of. He was trying to he's trying to control it. I'm glad, we're not going to see those thick ass web shooters, because
those web shooters were ugly. Those web shooters were ugly.
I think they did that on purpose.
Yeah.
So overall, I'm excited to see what they do with it. I don't know if they're going to be here to stay forever.
Yeah.
It looks like they are. I
Mm-hmm.
was thinking they were gonna go more crazy because I was hearing a
Yeah.
lot of rumors that he might have 8 legs or 8
It
hands,
seemed
like in
like
the
I thought
animated
they were
show.
going to set up when he becomes Man Spider, or like he has like
Yeah,
briefly
Man
the
Spider.
6 arms. I don't know. That's what it
I
seemed like,
heard
but when the trailers that we've seen, but
he was talking about, they talked about that in
mm-hmm.
earlier drafts of the movies, but the studio mentioned to him like, we want kids to watch this movie, so maybe
Yeah.
not do anything crazy because they're supposedly planning for like a crazy transformation scene.
Mm-hmm. Apparently, I heard it was supposed to be a nightmare scene, but
Yeah.
it didn't happen, and I understand why. Like I would, this was
Would
something I
you
would
have
have never
preferred
expected.
that? Would you
I'm
have preferred that than the X-Men storyline?
if it works, I guess I don't know. Like Man Spider, the 6 arms. That was something I would have never expected to see in a Spider-Man movie, and we didn't get it. So yeah, so like I don't know. Like, it's just something I don't expect to ever see in a Spider-Man movie.
One
But
thing I know
speaking
we're never gonna see is clone Spider-Man.
I don't think we're going to see Ben Riley we're not going to see the Clone Saga either. I don't think that. But the one thing I do want to talk to you about, like that inhibitor SIP that he made here, suppressing mutant powers. He pretty much created the first mutant power suppressant SIP for the MCU.
Yeah, what is that called? The Hydro something?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like there's I've seen a lot of people talking about it. How oh shit, the mutants are in trouble now, and Peter Parker delivered them their doomsday because of that.
So how do you feel about that? He's gonna be the reason why there's
He's the
Sentinels and all
Oppenheimer
that.
with that.
I heard, yeah.
That is crazy. That's all. Like, I don't know what to think about it because it's like, oh, are they actually going to continue with that
Inhibitor collar.
inhibitor collar? Yeah, it's like, oh, Peter, but
So the inhibitor, he made an inhibitor, which you could say it was Spider-Man or you could say it was the Hulk. Because the
yeah,
Hulk is the first one to have it.
could possibly be argued that there was one already made because Scarlet Witch in Civil War seemed like she already had one around her neck, something around her neck that suppressed her power when she was in the
Well,
raft.
I
But
feel like Bruce Banner had one and he knew what that
yeah,
was. So I feel like you're right. Maybe it was already made, but to be fair, Peter is the one that made it for all powers and all this.
yeah,
And, he made a universal one
he made a universal.
that he gave to damage control.
But it got destroyed. But they could have made more of it between that. Who knows?
Yeah, they
But
definitely made copies of that.
there was one thing I do want to talk to you about. Many people are wondering
Talk.
about this. Is this because when Spider-Man was fighting the Hulk, and he's like, "Dr. Banner, it's me, Peter, your friend," and you kind of like had Hulk kind of like come to a bit of a realization. Do you remember that one comic panel where it's like, where Hulk remembers Spider-Man is Peter? Like that he
Yeah, I
remembered
do.
Peter.
Yes, I do remember that comic panel. I don't know if that's what they're gonna try. I don't know if that's what they were alluding to. It looks like that's what they were.
It felt like it
Like,
in a way.
my thought was like, because they never met in the MCU before this movie.
They met off screen because they were at Tony's funeral.
I think it was more that the Hulk or Bruce Banner inside the Hulk saw that it was Peter from the college campus.
Yeah. But
I
he
think
went
that's
by
what
a
it
fake
was.
name, Ned. He went by
He
Ned
didn't say
Leeds.
Peter.
No, he said his name was Ned Leeds. But yeah, when he said his name was Peter, it just had to be that like he met him when he was Professor Hulk, well, Smart Hulk at Tony's funeral, or like before Tony's funeral, because they fought in the battle, in the Endgame battle together. And I feel like
Maybe.
Bruce had to have known who Peter was because of Tony Stark.
Yeah.
So
Maybe you're right. I can see it. If it's like that in the comments, it could be like that.
so was that would have been cool to have seen, but like it did feel like it alluded to that in a way, and I really like, I don't know, I like to think that.
You like the idea?
I
Yeah.
like that idea. I don't know. Another thing I do want to talk to you about is like, oh, how this could possibly lead to something, because in the end we hear that Bruce Banner got transferred to a psych ward afterwards. His cousin should be able to possibly try to get him out of that since he's a lawyer, right?
I was thinking where my head was going is Dr. Samson.
Dr. Samson.
Because that's in the comics, that's his therapist.
Yeah, okay.
He's getting sent to a psych ward. We might get something with Dr. Samson, him trying to treat him.
That could be something there.
One thing I want to talk to you about is a little bit of the deleted scenes, you call them what you call it, or scenes that just got cut entirely.
Yes.
You're a big Netflix Marvel fan. There was a character in there was a character
played by Rosario
Claire
Dawson.
Temple. She goes exactly. Her scene got completely cut, which I think in the show she's like a nurse.
She's a nurse.
These people.
She brought
secret identities.
She brought the Defenders together in the show too. But
so what's your and then she's not the only one. We also got a lot of scenes cut from
the villains
Tombstone,
that we see in the beginning.
He and Scorpion. Tombstone. Scorpion had more of a major role in this movie before all the scenes that got cut. What do you think about that? And do you think the X-Men plot has something to do with it?
No, I think it was just because of the runtime. That's it. But it's like, when it comes to Claire, like apparently she was going to be the reason why they never found out that they didn't know his secret identity when he was in the hospital. That would have made sense, but it's like
it would have made sense to you, but it would have taken a lot. Like somebody that's casual, somebody that doesn't really watch the Netflix shows, I think would have been a little confusing.
Probably.
And that's kind of why I heard that's why they kind of cut it out.
But like, I think it was mostly because of runtime. But at the same time, it's like, you remember Far From Home got they re-released Far From Home in theaters with maybe one extra scene. And then they did the same with No Way Home with a few extra scenes. I won't be surprised if they do the same with this. This is a Sony thing.
That'll be cool.
But I won't be surprised if they do an extended cut of this in the future.
They did it with Morbius.
They did that because of the memes and they thought it was going to be even more popular. No.
Nope.
Nope.
So yeah, besides that, I guess runtime. So I guess I want to get into. I guess we should get into rankings because I want to get into the rankings.
All right.
For at least let's start with the MCU Spider-Man films for you. What do you think this ranks?
Okay, so I recently filmed this video for my YouTube channel the other day, but my ranking for the MCU Spider-Man is, in last place is Far From Home, which I do love Far From Home, but yet I just like the other films more, And then, afterwards is Homecoming, which I do think it was a decent kickoff to this Spider-Man saga in the MCU. After that, then at number, then we got No Way Home, which I love No Way Home. Oh, it's nostalgia bait. No, I don't care. It gave us our goats back. No, it didn't feel like it was a cash grab. There was a lot of heart to this. It didn't feel like one of those soulless nostalgia baits like Jurassic World Dominion was. This felt like there was just a lot of care when it came to bringing these characters back and for this, and it worked. It was just so amazing to see Tom, Toby, and Andrew on the big screen together. But right now, for the best MCU Spider-Man film, I do have this one. It's I just love the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man story, the action, just what it did with Peter Parker, what it did with Spider-Man. I just loved it.
I'm gonna have to agree. I think your rank, I have similar, if not exactly the same ranking as you. Right now, I don't know if it's just recency bias, but Brand New Day was just, for me, the most prettiest, the most. I don't know. Just I have that feeling it's the
style of
an actual Spider-Man movie. Yeah. It's not just something else. There is a little bit of X-Men here and there, but at least for the first part, the first half of the movie is probably the best Spider-Man movie for the MCU I've ever seen.
Yes, I agree with that 100%. this does have some of the best action in Spider-Man movies. Yeah, so like that. When it was him fighting the Hulk, to him fighting the Hand, those two were just two of my favorite action scenes.
Now, I know there's a lot of Spider-Man movies, but we can at least rank actor or as Spider-Man characters. What do you rank Spider-Man now for out of the three?
My ranking.
Does this change your ranking?
No.
So let's hear it.
In last place, I have Tobey. Like, I grew up with Tobey, so I still love Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. But just, I don't know. It's just.
Now, this isn't just the act. I'm talking about like their movies in general.
Movies
like,
in general.
all of Tobey's movies, all of Andrew movies, and all of
so
Tobey's
all of the
movies.
movies ranked. Okay, so in last place.
You don't have to rank all the movies, but like their movies, like
I have my
the Tobey
here,
franchise. So. Oh, you got it? All right, let's hear it.
Here. Like, I was having trouble trying to figure out where to put Brand New Day. But okay, in last place, I have Spider-Man 3.
Tobey's, yeah. Oh, yeah, obviously, yeah.
Like, I'm sorry.
Sorry,
they tried. There was some stuff.
Disagree.
Oh, believe me, they will. And then at 10, I have Far From Home, which I still love, but it's like, compared to the other Spider-Man movies, it's like, I think I like it this one more.
I will say I like the Mysterio fight in that one a lot. Was epic. At the end.
I just wish Mysterio was actually in the outfit and not in his motion capture suit.
Yeah.
Number 9, I do have Amazing Spider-Man 2. Like, this one, I call it a beautiful mess. Because it's like, there's just amazing moments in this, amazing Spider-Man moments, amazing character moments, but yet how it focuses more on world building. Then you have this dumb parent subplot mystery that's going on. And you can tell that Sony took out a lot of stuff. Yeah, no, it didn't. It sadly held it back. Because I remember seeing some of the deleted scenes. And it was like, this would have definitely added more to a plot, more to the characters. So, yeah. Number 8, I have Spider-Man Homecoming.
Really? Okay.
Still a great movie, a great kickoff to the MCU Spider-Man side. Like I said, I just like some other Spider-Man movies more. And I know this one here is going to be like a huge hot take, but I have, at number 7, I have Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Like it now, just like with
number 7.
Yeah, because it does have its amazing moments. It is one of the, like, the animation is some of the best. Just parts within the stories where it's like, oh, all of the Peter Parkers going along with Miguel on not getting involved in canon events, letting people die. That is just not how Spider-Man is like. I don't care. Oh, that's just those words. I don't care. That is against how Peter Parker is. Okay. And we see that in No Way Home, where it's like Peter Parker's, it's like, yeah, I'm not letting these people die, even though they're destined to die. If he can save them, he's gonna save them. I never liked that subplot in that, what they did in Across the Spider-Verse. But yeah, I still really like this movie because of the Miles story. But it's like all these Peters blindly following Miguel. Yeah, no, that just doesn't work for me. That doesn't make that just feels against the character.
Yeah. Okay.
At number 6, I do have the original Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire. It's like that one is just still a classic, you know, like kind of like the first to do all this stuff, and just the score from Danny Elfman, it's just amazing. Green Goblin is just one of the best villains there is, honestly. Then at number 5, I have Into the Spider-Verse. No, I love how it focuses on. Good choice. No, I love Miles' story in this, showing that anyone could be underneath the mask. I will not lie, this is a hot take here, but I am not a big fan of Peter B. Parker.
Really? Why?
He's just pathetic, man.
Oh, that's dad.
No, this is before he became a dad.
Okay.
This is the one before.
In the first one, okay.
Yeah, this is the first. I don't know. It was like, oh, that's how Peter Parker will be if that's accurate to Peter Parker. No. What?
That's just one universe, man.
I know, but still. But I still really like deep movies. At number 4, I do have Spider-Man No Way Home. Like, this is just, seeing Tom, Toby, and Andrew all together on the big screen. That was just epic. Had like its fun moments, its emotional moments, its heavy moments, but yet it's epic moments. This is one seeing Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin come back and be even more of a menace was just epic.
More of a scientist himself too.
That too. At number 3 is the brand new Spider-Man Brand New Day. Like, I really like this movie. Like, compared to what we gotten in the MCU, this just felt more like a Spider-Man. This just felt more like Spider-Man, even though it does involve setting up for the X-Men, but still, it was like very cool with what we got. It's like more of a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, more of like a New York story instead of a multiverse, or instead of like other stuff going on. I just think this one worked the best, like out of the MCU films. Well, out of the MCU Spider-Man films. At number 2, I have Spider-Man 2, the original one with Tobey Maguire. Like, this does have the best soundtrack out of all the Spider-Man films, but at the same time, like, the Spider-Man versus Doc Ock fights that we got in this were just some of the best ones, in my opinion. Whether it was from the bank, and then them on the subway. Even though it's like MJ, I'm not gonna lie, she could be a bit more of a bitch in this film. But it's like, I don't know, I just love that ending with them. Like, he finds out that it's him, and he's like, oh, we can't be together. And then in the end, she leaves her wedding to go be with him. So cliche, but yeah, I don't know why. I love it. And then at number 1, I have The Amazing Spider-Man. It's like, this one for me just hits personally because, like, being that awkward kid in school and all that. I don't know how this version of Peter Parker was, how Andrew Garfield portrayed it.
So,
how
cancel the Spider-Man fan.
I just felt
number 1.
Number 1, it just has just some of the best, just some amazing moments.
Number 1, dude.
Number 1.
That's crazy.
But what is your ranking?
All right. Okay, I'll start off from my number 1.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking at a list right now. Spider-Man 2, number 1 for me. Sorry, guys. Okay. I know it's cliche to say that, but I fucking love that movie so much. Then I'll go Spider-Man 1.
Okay.
Tobey Maguire. So those two, I grew up with those, and I don't know. I like how they look. I like how campy Sam Raimi is with those two movies. Number 3. I'm gonna have to go Into the Spider-Verse for my number 3.
Into the Spider-Verse?
It was something. Yeah, Into the Spider-Verse, the first one.
Nice.
That was just something very different, and we can see the effects of it today. Animation has never been the same. Every animation studio is trying to replicate it.
That too, yeah, especially DreamWorks.
Especially DreamWorks, I did like Puss in Boots, but this, you can tell they're just trying to be like Into the Spider-Verse. And then for my number 4, I'm gonna have to go with, again, this might be recency bias, but I don't care. Brand New Day, there. Brand New Day, number 4, man. Number 5. Oh my God, number 5. No Way Home. I'm gonna choose No Way Home for my number 5. Again, nostalgia bait, like you said. Don't care. I like seeing all my heroes and villains in one movie. Yeah. That was such an amazing thing to see in theaters. Number 6, I'm gonna go with Beyond the Spider-Verse. Okay. Another good film. I love the animation style. Like I said, that Spot, such a crazy villain for me. I didn't know anything about that character before this movie. What am I on? Number 7 or 6? I'm gonna have to go with Amazing Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield did do something. I do like the suit in the Amazing Spider-Man 2, but I like the story more of the Amazing Spider-Man, the first one.
Yeah.
Number. I think I'm at number 7. Number 7, I'm gonna go with. I don't know, I'm at number 8. Number 8, I'm gonna go with Amazing Spider-Man 2. Should I? No. Actually, I'm gonna go with Homecoming.
You never said Across the
I'll go with
Spider-Verse, did
Homecoming.
you?
I did.
Oh, I know you said Into the Spider-Verse.
No, I said the one with the spot.
Oh, okay.
I talked about how the.
Okay.
That was the one that's after No Way Home. Or that's after No Way Home.
That was
It goes
after
Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 1, Into the Spider-Verse, Brand New Day, Across the Spider-Verse, No Way Home.
No Way Home.
And then The Amazing Spider-Man. And then I'm on this one, which is I'm gonna have to choose Home. I know people don't like Far From Home, but I like Mysterio more than I like Vulture.
Yeah, Mysterio was. I didn't like how they killed off Mysterio. I don't. Well, if they actually killed him off, that's the thing.
I'm gonna go with Homecoming for my next one.
Okay.
And then I'll do. These last 3 are just so bad.
Oh, boy.
Far From Home, Amazing Spider-Man, and Spider-Man 3. I don't even know what to rank them. They can just flip-flop. I'm gonna choose Amazing Spider-Man 2. Just because the suit looks freaking amazing. The best suit of any live-action one. The CGI is amazing.
Yeah.
I just wish they just focus less on trying to build another universe and less on the fucking parents plot. Like how Peter. And I won't get into that. Anyway, Spider-Man 3, because, it is campy, but after the third one, you get a little bored of the campiness and too much villains. Way too many villains for just one Peter Parker.
Yeah.
And then I guess my last one is Far From Home, which isn't a bad one, but it's just. That whole thing about the Nick Fury being a Skrull at the end also pissed me off. Like, what were they thinking?
Seemed like this set up for a secret invasion, but
just a bad idea. Don't ever do that again. But there you go. There's our rankings for all the Spider-Man films.
Yeah.
And to not to end the podcast, but to give just our final rating, I'm gonna give this Brand New Day a good 4.5 out of 5 tacos.
I give it a 5
extra hot sauce.
I give it a 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10.
Perfect movie, huh?
Perfect movie. I have this as my number 1 for the year right now, honestly. I don't know, just it spoke to me personally. But we're not ending the podcast here. We're going to be continuing to talk about Spider-Man, the Hulk, all that. But now, Marin, I was wanting to ask you, what was your introduction to the Webhead? He's looking at me like, bitch, we're ending the podcast. Shut up.
Oh, sorry, I got frozen for a second.
You hear what I said?
Yeah, I was just fucking with you. Yeah, my introduction to the Webhead is either the 90s cartoon or Tobey Maguire's movies. One of those two. Yeah. I feel like people our generation, that's going to be the same answer,
Yeah. Like, for me, it was the Tobey Maguire movies, but yet I remember watching the cartoons too on the Spider-Man the Animated Series from the 90s on Disney ZX. When Disney ZX was around, and they used to show all these Marvel cartoon reruns. Yeah, and I think I was kind of like a tween, if not a little freshman, when the Spectacular Spider-Man came on. That was another good one. We were in middle school when that was on.
That was a good one I used to like.
I never got into that one. Like, then again, like, I remember, like, back then we always had, like, when Ultimate Spider-Man was on, back then when Spectacular Spider-Man was on, it's like we kind of only had one TV in the house that had cable, but yet it was always on my mom's channel, on Telemundo, Univision, and all that. So I barely was got to like watch a lot of those cartoons when they aired. But I remember like watching a bit more of Ultimate Spider-Man because I remember going to a friend's house and like I think that was on Netflix and we watched it for a bit. And like I remember, you remember Nathan from high school?
Yes.
I think it was him, but someone told me about this app where I could like watch movies on my phone, shows and all that, and that's how I watched a lot of Ultimate Spider. Like the first 3 seasons of Ultimate Spider-Man was just through an app. Like
with,
it was Movie Box or something.
Neil Patrick Harris?
No. Ultimate Spider-Man was Drake Bell voicing Peter Parker Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, that was on Disney XD.
That was on Disney XD.
That's another good one.
Because I remember it was that one of Earth's Mightiest Heroes, but ended up they made another Avengers series right after Avengers Assemble. Those would always air Sunday morning, but like my mom always like had the Sano onto something else, so I was never able to watch all that. And even when I like got like cable in my room, but we didn't have like the cable box to watch it because Disney XD was like on a channel that you needed the cable box to watch.
I remember that, yeah.
So it's like I didn't really get into
understand.
So I remember watching them on Netflix when they would be put on there.
So why do you think you related so much to the character, and why do you think you just clinged on to the character as much as you did? Because he's like your number one superhero of all time.
Yes. I don't know. Like I remember.
Was it because of Toby or was it because of Andrew?
Toby was like my introduction to the character. And I didn't like learn more about, but yeah, I felt like with the 90s animated series, it got me more and like helped me learn more about the character too. Like because I told this to the voice actor Christopher Daniel Barnes when I met him last year at Animate Orlando. I was telling him how it's like, the Tobey Maguire movie and the animated series was what pretty much was my big introduction to the character. And it's like, I don't know, but it's like, I just kind of remembered sometime after Spider-Man 3, I was kind of going a little bit more towards the Batman route. Even though as much as I still liked Spider-Man, I wouldn't have really called myself a huge Spider-Man fan. Even though I had like the Spider-Man costume as a kid, but I also had the Batman costume. Like from the Batman costume from Batman Begins and the Spider-Man costume from Spider-Man 2. I don't know why. I kind of was just leaning a little bit more towards Batman.
Vengeance.
Yeah, and I remember like I was so pissed off about hearing the news that they were going to reboot Spider-Man. And then I don't know. I
was too, because I remember there's rumors about Spider-Man 4 being with Carnage, and we finally get to see Mysterio and the Vulture.
Mysterio, like all that is like
it sounded cool, but like growing up, like now, I'm like, okay, if they couldn't handle 3 villains with the Spider-Man 3, what made them think they can handle like 4 or 5?
Exactly, but it's like I just remember like just being upset about, how dare they cancel Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man movie? What the heck? But it's like I don't know. I just remember watching. Being that like because I was. This was summer after we got done with 7th grade. I remember going to go watch The Amazing Spider-Man, and it was kind of like, okay, yeah, that was amazing. And I feel like ever since then, it just got me back into the Spider-Man route. I don't know, I just felt... I didn't really know it back then, but like kind of looking at it now, it just kind of felt like a little bit like... I just kind of felt more relatable to Andrew Spider-Man in a way.
Making a comeback, because we were talking to my little cousin earlier today that his favorite movie is Amazing Spider-Man 2, supposedly.
I noticed how Amazing Spider-Man 2 is making a comeback. And it's like, I love Amazing, like, I just remember like back then like being so excited for Amazing Spider-Man 2 and loving it. And now rewatching it, like it does have a lot of amazing moments, but it's like, I of course I talked about my criticism with it, but it's like I don't know. I just remember just the hype around. I just remember the hype around the Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Whoever was the suit designer for those movies needs to come back to work for MCU, dog.
Honestly, but it's like I don't know. I was just always felt more relatable to Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man in a way. I feel like this is the Spider-Man I want to be. Like I don't know if it's because like the quips or stuff like that. Like and like no around. I didn't really get fully into Spider-Man comics either until like 2014 too, after the Amazing Spider-Man, like when they started like the new run. Because during the first Amazing Spider-Man movie, they were like the Spider-Man comic run was when Doc Ock took over Peter's body and transferred Peter's mind into Doc Ock's dying body, and Doc Ock dies, and it's Doc Ock in Peter's body. And that was called Superior Spider-Man. I remember as a kid, like, I don't want to fucking read this. So it's like, I just remember, like, shortly around the time of the Amazing Spider-Man 2, they, like, brought back Peter Parker. He had his control of his body back, and they were, like, setting up for the Spider-Verse stuff. And I just remember, like, just reading those comics. And for me, it was always Andrew Garfield. It just felt like Andrew Garfield's version in the comics. So, and it's like, now in 2014, that was when I started my Instagram account, Amazing Spider-Man 77. And at the same time, though, in 2013, I actually had a Deadpool account too. But like, it was not. The Spider-Man account was just more popular.
Yeah, I figured.
Like the Deadpool account died for some reason right after the Deadpool movie came out. I was like, what? So, but it's like I just remember with, yeah, it's like it was just, I don't know. I just always felt relatable to Andrew Garfield's
Spider-Man.
version. Yeah, like,
and I feel like a lot of kids are gonna relate a lot with Tom Holland's,
mm-hmm.
and you can see it now. Like,
yeah,
kids are
like
even younger than my little cousin. Like, I heard didn't see these sites. I can't say her name. Jean Grey. Didn't Jean Grey say that Tom Holland is the Spider-Man she grew up on? She said that like in an interview.
Yeah,
which is crazy to hear.
Because Tobey Maguire was the one I grew up on. And I still love Tobey's, but it's like
Jesus grew up on Andrew, supposedly.
I remember like when I met Sam Raimi at MegaCon, like
yeah,
he asked which one I love, which one's my favorite. I lie saying I love them all, which I do love them all, but it's like we all know Andrew's my favorite. But I told him, but what I love about all of them is how each person can relate to each one of them differently. Even with Miles Morales Spider-Man, and he's like, yeah, I agree. So
can't wait to see that passing the torch for Miles.
I'm hesitant on how they're going to do that in a way, because I don't want them to kill Peter off like how it was in the Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah, I don't.
I want them to be like Insomniac, where it's like they're both coexisting.
Anyways, yeah, I hope they pass the torch on pretty well. I don't think. Hopefully they don't kill him. Maybe they're just trying to like lean to like MJ and Peter getting married and having kids. I don't know, man. I don't know how long this MCU can go on for. Can it, like, are they just gonna keep it on and it's just same and same over and over?
I guess
like the same universe. I mean, because they're gonna restart it.
Well, relaunch
Secret Wars
with Secret Wars.
It's a relaunch.
You know the comics, right? This 2015 Secret Wars comic.
Yeah.
It'll be like that. It's gonna be similar to
I feel like they're gonna want like a new Iron Man though and a new Cap.
That most likely, yes. Like I feel like that's inevitable at this point. That's gonna happen. But
They can hire me.
They can hire me as the next Spider-Man. I'll do it until I'm 90.
You're not black. You can't be Miles.
I was gonna say, dude, the new Peter Parker.
No, they're not gonna do a new Peter Parker. I feel like they're gonna get a Miles movie with like his trilogy, and then after Miles, they're gonna. After Miles, it's gonna be close to 2099.
Probably.
I want to be old enough to live to see the year 2099 and to see a Spider-Man 2099 released in the year 2099. We're gonna be 100 years old when that happens. Do you realize that?
Yeah. Like, I do have a bit of a hot take when it comes to the MCU stuff, I would say.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of what they did with MJ.
You don't like her because she's taller than Peter Parker.
I like Zendaya, but it's like how they created their own character, and then all of a sudden was like,
I'm done.
This is a completely new character, and then they're like, wait, no, this is MJ. Like, then it just felt like they were forcing MJ themes into it. Like, in the end of Homecoming, was he's like, oh, my friends call me MJ. That just felt so forced.
He's the best live action.
That just felt so forced.
I've seen. She's the best live action.
Quit lying to yourself when Emma Stone's Gwen Stacy is right there.
She's okay. She's not no Zendaya.
But it's like, no, with that.
Maybe because I grew up with Zendaya on Disney Channel. I liked her more.
But it's like when it comes to
I wasn't a big fan of Kristen Dunst's MJ. She was very mean.
She was very. I will agree with that. I agree with that 100%. Was like with how MJ and
you can say Gwen Stacy's,
Well, then again,
she's good.
With how Gwen Stacy was in the Amazing Spider-Man films, she was just a blonde and Mary Jane Watson.
Yeah, how is MJ in the how is Gwen Stacy in the comics? Yeah,
Republican.
Isn't she also dead?
Dead
and a clone,
and several clones. She hated Spider-Man. She blamed Spider-Man for her father's death.
I feel like MJ's fine in the MCU right now. She's black and not a redhead.
No, it is not Mary Jane Watson. It is a created character for the MCU named Mitchell Jones that, in the end of Homecoming, it was like, oh, my friends call me MJ. That felt so forced. Like Jeremy Jahns talked about this in his Homecoming review back in the day. And he talked about how it felt like that, oh, that was never meant for the character, but they saw all of the theories online to like, what if we went with that? So it felt like a last minute decision. And in Homecoming, she just like the character, like it just felt like she wasn't a main character. She was just a random side character. And then, but I always found it weird how she was like top billing on the cast list, like in the posters and all that, when she was barely in the movie.
She's like the most famous one after Michael Keaton, to be honest.
Pretty much, yeah. But yet, and then in Far From Home, it was like, okay, she's the main love interest in this, even though it's like the dynamic between them in Homecoming was weird, but yet, I will admit the dynamic between them in Far From Home was better, but in No Way Home, it felt like them making her name Watson, with last name Watson, just felt forced. It's like, and they were like, oh, this is supposed to be like our tribute to Mary Jane Watson, but it doesn't work because Mary Jane Watson is just an iconic character. Why create a completely different character when you have her? Now it's like, Superman and Lois, they are an iconic comic couple. And I love what James Gunn did with them, like, in the Superman movie, making it feel like their characters ripped right out of the comics. Part of me is upset that we're not getting that when it comes to Peter Parker and Mary Jane Watson in the movie.
Would it have been fine if her name was Mary? Would it have been fine if her name was just Mary Jane Watson?
They should have done that in the first place.
Is that the only reason? Because her name isn't Mary Jane Watson. There's no Uncle Ben in the MCU.
I know, but it's like,
There's no Harry Osborn. This MCU Spider-Man is very different than the comics. It has established that since the beginning. I don't want to see your thing. Put your thing away.
Mary Jane Watson is just one of the best comic love interests there is, and it's like, and she sadly hasn't gotten a proper adaptation in the movies. Like we all agree, everyone says this. The writing for her, and
I don't say this. Hey, camera people. I think she's fine in this.
The writing for her in the Raimi movies wasn't good, and then now she was supposed to be in the Amazing Spider-Man 2, played by Shailene Woodley, but her scenes got cut, so it could focus on Peter and Gwen.
The only thing I wish from this movie is that I wish she was, say, tired to him.
And then this is what we got in this. It's just, this isn't Mary Jane Watson. I want.
All right.
I don't know. I just want. No, the Spider-Man fan in me wants these characters to feel accurate. You know, I want, you know, like in the Insomniac games, Mary Jane Watson is more inspired by her the Ultimate Universe version, where she is trying to be a reporter. While, like, in the main 616 comic, she's a model. She's a model, failed actress.
Yeah.
All that. So it's like, okay, her being a reporter is more of a realistic approach, which works for the video games. I would have loved to seen something like that for the films, I guess. Like, I don't know. I just, like, with Zendaya, I love Zendaya, but I kind of wish, like, they didn't create a completely new character. They just had her be Mary Jane from the very beginning, and not just create a character that they tried to force into being a different character. That just, I don't know. For me, that is like not good writing when it comes to characters, and that
just felt like lazy writing.
I don't want to say lazy. Yeah, kind of, I guess, but it's like,
oh, you said it.
But like, it's like, I don't know. I'm just seeing like how perfect Superman and Lois is in the DCU, and it's like, God damn, I wish we got to something like that when it came to Peter and Mary Jane Watson, like, where it just felt like them ripped right out of comic. Because I still love.
Maybe there is gonna be a Mary Jane Watson.
I doubt it at this point with how Tom and Zendaya are now married. I don't think we're ever going to get Black Cat in the MCU.
Really? You don't think Black Cat's coming in the next movie?
No, I do not think so. I would love it, but he's still hung up on MJ, and it's like, I don't know.
MJ has a boyfriend though.
True, but I don't know. I just don't see him. I don't know. But yeah, I'm kind of scared. Like, oh, what if they do what they did with Mary Jane? What if they do something like that with Black Cat? Like, get this completely different character and just be like, oh yeah, this is Black Cat, when it's not. It's like, wait, what? That's not Felicia Hardy? It'd be someone like, I'm trying to think of another name that starts with a female name that starts with an F. I got nothing.
Franklin Roosevelt.
Yeah, Franklin. Felicity Hornswoggle.
Felicia. Yeah, Felicia's the only one I can think of right now.
Felicity, but same thing, really. Close enough. Yeah, that's like my gripe. That's just one of my gripes that I have. I feel like this is another hot take here too. Like, reading the Spider-Man comics, Tom Holland never really came in mind when it comes to like reading the Spider-Man comics. With this version, with what we see in Brand New Day, slowly becoming like that. I will admit that.
Yeah.
But
agreed. I agree with that take. I don't like that he's British, but you can't do anything about that.
Andrew Garfield's British too.
You better say they're all British. Toby isn't British.
Toby isn't British. Toby is. Well, I mean, Andrew Garfield was born in California.
John Bertha isn't British either.
No.
I like all the memes, like the four. I like all the memes, or like the 4 live-action Spider-Mans. And they're just adding Jon Bernthal to it.
So funny. Like, it was funny. Like in the scene when he's shooting the Hulk, he's screaming. It's like, Frank, why are you screaming? You don't need to be screaming. And then in the scene,
the second time watching that, I noticed I'm like, why is he yelling at shooting his guns at the Hulk?
Yeah, and then when it's him and with the Spider-Man mask on in the gloves, it's him jumping up and down. It's like, why are you grunting?
All right, but we really got to end this game. I'm about to knock out.
But it's like,
so
before we wrap up, it's like, would you like to see the three Spider-Men back together in another film? Like, would you rather, like, if for Spider-Man 5, what would you prefer? No, Tobey and Andrew coming back, the Fantastic Four, or Daredevil?
That I would prefer. Okay. Me, I'm gonna say that I would prefer to see the Fantastic Four. Yes, I would love to see Tobey and Andrew back, but not for Spider-Man 5. I want to see them back for Secret Wars or some big,
Beyond
something
the
that makes sense. Maybe, yeah, for Beyond the Spider-Verse. But for the next Spider-Man film, if I have to see a team up, for me, Fantastic Four, just so that I can see, I would love to see him wear a bag on his head, like in the comics, do a little homage.
Man, right?
Daredevil, yeah, Daredevil is okay. I feel like the only thing I like about Daredevil is the Matt Damon movie or the Ben Affleck movie.
Jesus,
I haven't seen much of the new series, dude. I need to watch it.
It's amazing.
I'm gonna guess that your answer is Daredevil.
I kind of want to. I don't know. But I also want to see him with the Fantastic Four because there's great dynamics. Like he is pretty much like a member of the family. So I feel like there could be great dynamics. Like there's a bromance between him and Johnny. I feel like there could also just be great dynamics with him and Pedro's Reed Richards, him and Vanessa Kirby, Sue Storm, him and Ben Grimm joking with one another. I kind of want to see Spider-Man have that family dynamic with them.
I agree.
I think that could be just some funny moments, some fun, wholesome moments.
So I'm guessing no on the Andrew and Tobey coming back.
Secret Wars, hopefully, maybe Beyond the Spider-Verse, or maybe just make a live action Spider-Verse movie with them. Why not?
I agree.
I kind of want more Tom friendly neighborhood movies, but at the same time, I want to see Tom interact with more MCU heroes.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like they did it already, and like I don't know if I want to see it again. Of course, I would love to see it again. Like my body's saying yes, but like what we got the first time was just such like a something in a bottle, like what that's saying, like it was just magic in a bottle, and I don't know if you can replicate the same way.
I get what you mean. Yes,
I was thinking about this earlier. Like if they want to do something, maybe they could do like a Sony Spider-Man movie where it's like half and half. Like the first half is Tobey going back to his world, and we see a little bit what happened with him to get like a closure, and then maybe the second half is Andrew back in his world, and we get like closure for that, like little anthology Spider-Man movies.
Maybe we can get like a live action Spider-Verse, but they of course they have Tom, Tobey, and Andrew, but at the same time we see Nicolas Cage Spider-Noir.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Like a live action of Miles Morales. Maybe see a live like
Japanese Spider-Man.
Japanese Spider-Man. He would be cool. Just
Penny
Parker. Just something. I feel like there's just Spider-Woman. There's just a lot of potential they can do for like a Spider-Man 5, but also for like expanding the Spider-Verse more, because of course we got Spider-Noir, but it's like, okay, they should have done this instead of like the whole villain universe that they tried to do. But still, it's like it's like there's just, I feel like, more possibilities for more Spider projects like Spider-Noir, but that could possibly we could see within like in a future live action Spider-Man like Spider-Verse film.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And with that, I think we should call it quits.
No, we rambled on about Spider-Man, rambled on about, well, Marin rambled on about his love for the Hulk and how he creamed watching the Hulk become Savage Hulk on screen.
I was like this the whole time.
It's so big and green and thick.
It's big and green.
I was big and green like that.
Hannah's like that one home. Scene where
Hannah's gonna come home one day and just see you painting yourself green, and she's gonna be like, "Bro, I don't want to know."
It's gonna be like that one scene, the Brand New Day, where Spider-Man's shooting his organic webs, and you see like the web just skewing out, and that you saw the end where it was just like spit like a little bit at the end. That was definitely a joke for the adults right there.
It was. Let's be real.
But anyways,
yeah, as you can tell, I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, and like this, as a Spider-Man fan, this was such a good time. Someone messaged me asking me, "Is it a good movie?" It's a Spider-Man movie. Of course, it's good. I've seen it
and
twice.
With that,
I'm gonna watch it a third time. But also, one last thing. Thank you for listening to us ramble on about Spider-Man, Hulk, Marvel, X-Men, all that. And we'll see you guys next time. As we don't know what the next podcast will be about, but that's going to be the fun in it. But now, a huge thank you once again for listening to us, and let us know in the comments what is your favorite Spider-Man project, and what was your introduction to Spider-Man.
Let us know what your ranking for this movie is. Yeah. What you guys rate it. Let us know your thoughts. Are excited for the X-Men.
Yeah, excited to see what they're gonna do with Sadie Sink and Samara Weaving. But thank you for joining us, and with that,
I want to thank you guys for joining us into this journey into fantasy.
Adios.